You're with Match Day on BBC Radio Suffolk, the place for full commentary of every Ipswich Town game this season. Manchester United are at Portman Road. Mick Mills and Brenna Woolley are all set for kick-off.
Well, it feels like Ipswich Town are almost the support act here at Portman Road this afternoon, with a worldwide focus, and it's no exaggeration to say worldwide, on the visitors as Ruben Amorim makes his debut as Manchester United manager. While they're currently sailing on choppy waters, United are and always will be one of the biggest clubs on the planet. Meaning it's a game Town fans have been looking forward to since the fixtures came out in mid-June. As will boss Kieran McKenna, of course, given his connection to Old Trafford. He was the first team coach at United when the call came from Ipswich in December 2021, and the rest is utterly glorious history. After winning at Tottenham last time out, he's now targeting the most unlikely former club's double here this afternoon, as we thankfully wave goodbye to the last international break for 4 months, 113 days to be precise. And Mick Town have got to focus on themselves, haven't they? Away from all this razzmatazz and all the stuff about United, all the stuff about Amorim, and make it about them and hopefully win for the first time here this season.
Yes, without question. There will undoubtedly, as there always is. It really does annoy me, but players get this uplift of performance when a new manager comes in. But I keep saying it annoys me because, you know, every time I sit in this stadium and witness the 5 minutes building up to the kickoff, and you've got the flashing lights, you've got the atmosphere, how a player can't do it on his own without the assistance of a manager, I do not know. I just think if they're that type of person, they're a waste of space. But most of them are. Most of them need guidance. Most of them need some help. And the new manager often gives them that help. So we will get this uplift from Manchester United, but as far as we're concerned, we have got to focus on our own job, on our own team, on our own performance. Enjoy the atmosphere, boys, because this is absolutely electric here today. It's been fabulous all season, but I think this is even better than it's been. Fabulous.
Very, very special atmosphere here at Portman Road for this 4:30 Premier League kickoff, and this is of course all the more special because of those trips, the likes of Forest Green and Morecambe and Accrington not that long ago. Of course, the 194 points garnered over 2 seasons that got us here, 56 league wins with those back-to-back promotions. Of course, the highlight's been Exeter and Huddersfield, and it's the sort of fixture which will truly put the likes of Maidstone and Norwich, those heartaches in the past. There isn't a lucky cup draw in a competition either, is it? Ipswich Town are again facing Manchester United in a league game, and it does feel amazing. The 2 sets of players out in front of us straddling the halfway line, both in their traditional colours. Town in blue, white, blue. United in red, black, white. One change for Ipswich Town as Ruben Amorim, the 39-year-old Portuguese, settles down into his seat below us, having shaken hands with Kieran McKenna. Manchester United old taking on Manchester United new. Town's team news there. No Ben Johnson. We're imagining that's illness or injury because he played really well at Tottenham a fortnight ago. Wes Burns takes his place. Otherwise unchanged from the Spurs win. Murich in goal. Then you've got Twanzebe, O'Shea, Burgess and Davis. A 2 of Morsey, the captain, alongside Kayuste. No Calvin Phillips in the 20 either. Then a 3 of Burns, Hutchinson and Smodix. Leading the line, the former Manchester City player, Liam Delap. On the bench, Walton, Chaplin, Al-Hamidi, Jack Clark, Harry Clark, Luongo, Taylor, Wolfenden hoping to play against the club he supported all of his life, and Townsend. 4 of these starters against Manchester United in the Premier League were heroes from the League One days. Another 5 of them on the bench. 3 changes made by Amorim and a change of system as well. Out go Martinez, who's missing altogether. Ugarte and Hoyland drop to the bench. In come Evans, Eriksson and Garnacho. Best guess, and Anna's certainly the keeper, the Cameroonian. A back 3 of Dallo, Evans and De Ligt. The wide players and the 4 in front, Ahmad and Mazraoui. Between them, Casemiro and Eriksson, plenty of experience there. And then the 2 support players, Fernandez, the captain, and Garnacho in behind Rashford, playing up top through the middle. Hasn't done that too often in recent seasons. On the bench, Bayındır is their sub-keeper, the Turkish player. Malacia, who didn't play at all last season, the Dutch left-back. Luke Shaw, who's not played since February. Mainu, Mount, Ugarte, Anthony, Hoyland and Xerxes. It is a multi-million-pound Manchester United squad, but as we've been saying in the build-up to this game these last few days, just so inconsistent. If they click, they could be very special, but beatable by an awful lot of Premier League clubs, not least of all Ipswich Town, if they have one of those days when they're not quite at it. Ipswich Town, as the smoke disappears off into the Suffolk evening sky. Many pyrotechnics going off ahead of this game, just building up the atmosphere, not that it really needs it. Obviously a full house here in the centre of Ipswich. Anthony Taylor, the referee, did Town's defeat at West Ham not that long ago, earlier on this season. Jared Gillett is on VAR. He was in charge of the Community Shield this year when Manchester United took on Manchester City. Of course, United, for all of their problems in terms of last season being their lowest league finish for 33 years, under Eric Ten Hag, won the Carabao Cup the year before last, and the other current holders of the FA Cup, as the TV cameras zoom in on Kieran McKenna. 5 years working with the under-18s, then graduating to first team level at Old Trafford, working alongside Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Ralph Rangnick. Play underway at a buoyant Portman Road. O'Shea off to our left-hand side, belts it forward. There's a light falling of rain on the surface here as the ball is hooked out towards the Manchester United fans' far side. As the volume drops considerably, we are underway live on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Thrown from Davis back towards the halfway line, and Burgess. Ed Sheeran in attendance this afternoon. Stormzy is meant to be here too. James McAvoy, the actor. Lee Carsley certainly here, as Burgess hoists it long, early doors, headed away by Mazraoui, who's playing on the right-hand side of that back three. Dallow's down the left. There's a touch from Eriksson, the Dane, up towards Rashford. Then it's forward from Eriksson. Way out of his area comes Muric. He'll get there ahead of Garnacho, the Argentinian, and belt it forward. So Anana in the opposite net off to our right in all green. He gets his first touch of the ball.
Yeah, it's terrific goalkeeping position that Muric has taken up, but the ball he played forward was a bad one. United
playing it around at the back, just away from Delap, out to the right-hand side, the Moroccan Mazraoui. Ahmad to Fernandez, the captain, infield to Ahmad. He gets the burners on, very lively, brilliant run from Ahmad. He's taken Town to the cleaners, he's inside the Ipswich Town area. Into the middle it comes! 1-0 Manchester United! Rashford scores inside 90 seconds. What a start for the visitors, what a start for Ruben Amorim. It was Ahmad who made it down the right-hand side. He was just too hot to handle, and already Ipswich Town are behind at Portman Road. Well, what a shame it really was. The goalkeeper's given the ball away to the other goalkeeper at the other end. They started to play out short from the back. It looked risky. They got away with the initial part of the play, and then it was Fernandez who played a super ball, a give and go, just inside the Town half. That was good football, but then we made a mistake by diving in. We thought the ball had gone a little bit loose. We made a move for the ball, got nowhere near it, and then we were in trouble, and Diallo was really sort of away, and the ball in found Rashford perfectly, and it was a simple opportunity to put it in the back of the net. So there was good parts of the play which were good by Man U, but also mistakes by Town as well. Just watching on the TV screen Ruben Amorim's reaction, and the coolest man inside Portman Road, totally unflustered, no emotion whatsoever from the Portuguese. But I can't imagine any Manchester United manager's ever had a quicker, better start to his time in charge, and all the noise and life is amongst those Manchester United fans. They've taken up their full allocation halfway along the cobbled stand, upper tier opposite. So the worst possible start for Ipswich Town, who've become accustomed to scoring first in a lot of their games this season, whatever's happened. It has to be said, Town have taken something up 6 of their last 9 league games. They're in pretty decent form. Twanzebe back to O'Shea. O'Shea knocks it long. Evans, a very experienced defender, gets it back to Anana. Anana controls it inside his 6-yard area, goes out to the right, and Mazraoui an arrival from Bayern Munich along with De Ligt in the summer. Wes Burns picks up a loose ball from United inside their half of the field. Morsey gets it back to the Welshman, turned 30 yesterday. Here is Tuanzebe, former Manchester United player. Good reaction from Ipswich Town, which you'd expect. There's a blue balloon floating around the area off to our right. It's that kind of afternoon. Lovely play from Burns. Nice little drag back against Garnacho, who's occupying an area on this left-hand side for United. Now it's with Morsey, the Ipswich captain. There is Jens Kajuste to Amari Hutchinson. Bright stuff from Kieran McKenna's Ipswich. Amari Hutchinson up towards the right corner of the United box. Gives it back to Morsey. Town behind 1-0 on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Great start for United under the new manager. He's the sixth full-time manager since Sir Alex Ferguson's retirement, Ruben Amorim. Out to the right-hand side, Morsey finds Kajuste, very mobile, does get around the field, the Swedish midfielder. Nice and graceful as well in possession. I've been impressed with him whenever I've seen him. Tuanzebe to Hutchinson. Tam on the ball, looking good on it. Hutchinson once again returned from under-21 duty early in the week. Now it's with Kajuste, out to the left-hand side. Leif Davis wants to take on Ahmad. He's done well, Davis. In comes his attempted cross, smothered out behind. Town have won a corner kick. They've reacted really well.
Yeah, that's super play, it really is. It's a message to Man U that, OK, you've hit us early in the game, but I'll tell you what, we can play.
Corner kick to Ipswich Town. 5 minutes gone, they're 1-0 behind, but they've reacted well to that early Rashford goal off to our left. Leif Davis with this corner kick, and it comes headed away off the edge of his 6-yard area by Casemiro. A multi-Champions League winner with Real Madrid, the Brazilian. Kajuste belts the ball back in, headed off the edge of his area by Johnny Evans. Made his Sunderland Championship debut many years ago. Evans, whilst on loan, in fact it was his league debut against Ipswich at the Stadium of Light. I remember thinking he looked a good prospect then in his first spell at Old Trafford. Eriksson wins the ball off Hutchinson. Fernandes, the Portuguese, gets it back to Evans. Square he goes to De Ligt. De Ligt certainly playing in the middle of those three with the partner to his right-hand side, Mazraoui. Ahmad, as we suspected, the wide right player in midfield. Back to Onana. He controls the ball just about, gets it to Evans. United, like so many teams, playing it around at the back. There is Dalot, drops a shoulder, wants to take on Burns. He's lively, Dalot. He's done very well into the middle of the field. He finds his fellow Portuguese, Fernandes, out to the right, the danger man, Ahmad. Leif Davis has got his work cut out. We can see that early on. Ahmad taking on Davis, edge of the area. Still Ahmad, gives it to Eriksson, who has a go. It swung away wide off of his right boot. Muric didn't have to make his first save of the game.
Yeah, they look dangerous down that right-hand side. Fernandes is linking up with Diallo on that right-hand side. They've had two opportunities to make attacks down there, and they have been good ones. Our response to the goal has been really good. We're keeping possession of the ball, and we're almost sending a message to Man U just to say this is not going to be an easy day for you.
One kick from Muric. De Ligt against Delap. Delap does very well. Hutchinson to the right and Burns. 1-0 Manchester United lead on BBC Radio Suffolk. Burns low into the box. It's Smodics. Around about 13 yards from goal. Scoops it up and over. The first time attempt on net.
Well, that was a good pick out by Wes Burns. Ball comes to Sammy Smodics. He's got two choices. He's either going to steer the ball on target, which he tried to do, but I just felt that maybe just a sweep with your right foot towards the ball to go and get some power on it would have been the best option.
Great atmosphere at Portman Road. Onana to De Ligt. De Ligt in his career has gone for over £170 million. The Dutch centre-half, still just 25. Here he is again inside his area. De Ligt back to Onana, who arrived from Inter Milan at the start of last season. Mazraoui finds Ahmad. He had a loan at Sunderland a couple of years ago. Ahmad did very well in the northeast. Here is Evans again to Onana. So all the play off to our right inside the United penalty area. Town 1-0 down if you're joining us 7.5 minutes into this game. Brilliant play from Ahmad, who set up Marcus Rashford as O'Shea goes back towards Muric. Muric been away on international duty like a few of these players. Muric, that was risky. Hutchinson's done terrifically well. That was outstanding from Hutchinson. Down the line to Burns. Brilliant from the former Arsenal and Chelsea player. Burns one-on-one with Dalot. Low ball into the box. It's a real fizzer. Throwing himself towards the ball is Smodics, not making any contact with it. It's come up a United player. It's out for a throw to Leif Davis.
Well, we saw Amari Hutchinson keeping his balance under extreme pressure down at Tottenham, but that was even better than what he did down at White Hart Lane. He was pretty much hit up in the air there where he collected that ball from the goalkeeper, but he lands on his feet and he's ready to twist and turn. Very good play that was.
Of course, Lee Carsley will be looking at him and Delap in this game. Long throw from Kiyuste into the Manchester United area. Of course, although he's no longer England's manager, he's back with the under-21s. So he'll be keeping an eye and seeing how Leif Davis does with a view of his handover to Thomas Tuchel in the new year. Just strengthen the cases of those players at some point making their senior international debut. O'Shea, who was away with Ireland in the last break. Here is Hutchinson on this right-hand side. He started this game well, bypasses Garnacho, but it was intercepted by Evans. There is Eriksson to get it up to the centre spot on Fernandes. First time touch to Rashford, the goal scorer. Rashford out to the left-hand side, and Garnacho will keep the ball in near side the number 17, coming in from the left for United. 1-0 on BBC Radio Suffolk to the visitors. The goal inside 90 seconds of this game, but pretty much even Stevens and the subsequent 8 minutes. Town have more than held their own. United know already they're in for a game. We knew there's no way this Ipswich Town team was ever going to crumble or be overawed. United passing it around inside the blue half. Morsey digs it away only as far as Dallow, who had a very warm embrace for Kieran McKenna an hour and a half or so ago. Diogo Dallow, after he'd done an interview down the tunnel, so Kieran walked past him and he gave him a really warm hug. So he's been there a while now, Dallow. 9 years. Sorry, it's been 7th season, should I say. Here is Fernandes to Casemiro, playing with gloves on, to Rashford. Rashford's a bit loose. Morsey stepped in there and did well. O'Shea dabs it to his left side, back in the defensive line for Ipswich. Davis in field to Kiyuste, lets the ball come across him. The Swede then passes it up to Hutchinson. Hutchinson already shown what he's all about. He's having a really good game. Hutchinson finds Burns. Burns edge of the area, pulls it back to the edge of the Smodix hits! Saved by Onana! Really good football from Ipswich Town. It's a fine driven effort, low by Smodix. It was going towards the corner of the net. Nana had to make the save, and Town are playing really, really well.
Yeah, and the crowd have responded, and quite rightly so. This is a good performance. We're 1-0 down. We were hit early in the game, but our response has been brilliant, and Amari Hutchinson is absolutely enjoying himself. He's loving this. He really is. He's made terrific contributions already. That was a good shot from Sammy Smodix, by the way.
It was. Hutchinson's such a joy to watch. Game's improving all the time. So much potential. Should at some stage he will play for the full England team. Here is Morsey. And he is getting picked game after game. Regular name on the team sheet for Ipswich Town this season. This might be the youngest player in the current 11 by quite a way. Here is Burns, blocked off by Dallow. And then is Eriksson. Very experienced player, Christian Eriksson. Lots of experience at this level as well, the 32-year-old. Now, Onana, who's had a bit of a mixed time since succeeding David De Gea as the Manchester United goalkeeper. Always a massive spotlight on that position. Dallow goes long. O'Shea is going to get there ahead of Rashford. Elects not to go back to Murich. He spun away from the Ipswich area, just behind right back. Then he'll chip it forward down this near touchline, the Ipswich right. Hutchinson has to try and control it against Dallow. For once, a red player gets the better of Amari Hutchinson. He's been causing them problems so far. Here is Matthias de Ligt, Juventus on his CV, as well as Bayern Munich and Ajax. Here is the number 4 once again. To his left-hand side, Johnny Evans, now 36 years of age. Mazraoui forced to go back towards De Ligt. Delap will close him down. And Evans goes back to Onana. United certainly know they're in a game. Long kick from Onana earlier on today. Liverpool finally saw off Southampton by 3-2 at St Mary's. Good news that for Ipswich Town. Southampton at the moment the only team below Ipswich in the table after the point for Palace yesterday. A terrific win for Wolves at Fulham. Wolves now unbeaten in 4. Morsey on the halfway line. Good to hear from him earlier on match day. He took part in pre-match press duties on Friday with Kieran McKenna. Town's next home game is on a Sunday here in a couple of weeks' time. The next home game is a week on Tuesday, should I say, Palace. And then they've got Bournemouth in a fortnight. They're away at Forest next Saturday. Referee's blown his whistle. Free kick Ipswich. Kiyuste puts it up through the centre circle. Smodix tucks it back to Burgess. Burgess, of course, one of those survivors from the League One promotion winning side. Another on the ball now is Sam Morsey. Dara O'Shea played against United for Burnley last season. Twanzebe on this right, the number 40, gets the better of Garnacho. Hutchinson goes back to O'Shea. O'Shea controls it, and then it's a wayward pass looking for Twanzebe. Had a play for a throw to United on the halfway line.
Yeah, that was a bad pass, it really was, you know, unnecessarily bad, you know, but generally speaking, our play is good. We are sort of dominating the possession without question. The boys look up for the game. They look as if they're enjoying themselves. We've created one little chance. We've just got to keep going, and we might well peg this 1-0 deficit back.
9 years since these two sides last met. That was a 3-0 defeat for Town at Old Trafford in the League Cup under Mick McCarthy, when he picked that very experimental team, shall we describe it as. United have won the last 4 meetings with an aggregate scoreline of 10-0. Town's last league win over United was all of that 30 years ago. A couple of goals for Paul Mason, one for Steve Sedgley. Did beat United in the League Cup, October 97 that was. A couple of goals, 2-0 in that one. Alex Matthew and to Tarico on that occasion. Alex will be with me at the City Ground this coming weekend. Ahmad dinking the ball forward for United. Fernandez trying to get it, headed away by O'Shea off the edge of the Ipswich area. Morsey gives it back to the goalkeeper Muric via a Burgess touch. Muric passes it out to Burns under a bit of pressure from Dallow in the right back area. Dallow wins the ball for Garnacho. Infield it goes to Ericsson. Ericsson square to Rashford, the only goal scorer so far, live on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Down 1-0 behind. Now Johnny Evans. Ruben Amorim out on the edge of his technical area, the 39-year-old. Now squatting down just to the left of Kieran McKenna as we look at things. Casemiro with an awful pass, trying to be too clever with that. It's curled back harmlessly towards Aro Muric.
Yeah, first little bit of possession by Manchester United in the opposition half, and didn't really, for me, look as tidy as what we've looked.
Hutchinson gets the rub of the green, then goes down over an outstretched left leg of Johnny Evans. Right on the spot was Mr. Taylor, very experienced referee Anthony Taylor. It's big news from the Premier League earlier on today, as well as that win for Liverpool at the top of the Premier League table. Leicester City have sacked Steve Cooper after their defeat to Chelsea yesterday. Never seemed to be particularly popular at the King Power Stadium. Long boot forward from Morsey, looking for Delap, headed away by Mazraoui. Overhead clearance from Ahmad, bounces towards the halfway line. Burgess should get the better of Fernandez in the air, and does. Then Morsey nods it on for himself, taking charge, gives it to Hutchinson. United will want to keep the ball away from the number 20, who's got it once again. Hutchinson back to halfway, and Axel Twanzebe to O'Shea, back to Twanzebe on the halfway line. So good to see him back and available. Morsey to Hutchinson. Hutchinson's on towards Kayuste, just lost his footing on the stretch, and then it was a bit of a rugged challenge on a United player who's gone down. It's Casemiro.
Yeah, a little bit untidy. Man U are playing with 3 centre-backs, 2 wing-backs out on the touchlines. Rashford through the middle on his own, and then they've got a foursome in the centre of midfield. They've got 2 sort of fetchers and carriers, Casemiro and Ericsson, and then you've got Fernandez and Garnacho, who are the ones that are seeking positive positions.
United unbeaten in the last 19 games against newly promoted clubs, winning 17 of those. They've normally dispatched clubs like Ipswich in recent seasons. They're in a game this afternoon, even though they lead. Garnacho, wide left, gets the ball. He's now one-on-one with Twanzebe outside the Ipswich area. Garnacho comes in field, finds Fernandez, nicely taken by the United captain. Back to Garnacho, who goes for goal, but it was off target. Muric was able to withdraw his gloves. He had his angles covered.
Yeah, without doubt, they are the players that will cause us the problems. Garnacho and Fernandez, one plays on the right, one plays on the left, but they are the 2 that play in front of Ericsson and Casemiro, and they're like 2 number 10s. They're seeking little positions all the time. They haven't had a lot of ball in our half, but when it's gone into the Town defensive half, those 2 have looked particularly good. 18
gone on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. This Sunday afternoon game here under the lights at Portman Road. Lovely conditions for football as well. It's been very, very windy in this part of the world off the back of Storm Bert, but looking at the flags on the far side, they're not going too wild. any rain has now subsided. Town 1-0 behind. United scoring inside the first pretty much 90 seconds of this game. The first attack for either side. Ahmad has gone down. He's wriggling around far side. Mr. Taylor says play on. United have the ball with De Ligt, who'll now pass it out square far side. So the Ivorian can possibly get some treatment. If you're just joining us in this game, Town made one change at a kick-off. Burns has come in for Ben Johnson, who we heard from on match day, but hasn't made the match day squad, nor is Nathan Broadhead, despite the fact that George Hurst is unavailable for quite some time. You do wonder about Nathan Broadhead's future come the January window. Great to see Jacob Greaves, incidentally, out there. He was kind of player number 21, hasn't made the bench. The man who I think has missed now 5 games for Town, a very impressive centre-half, but edging closer to full fitness. Ahmad still down on the far side. What do you made of this game so far? 19 gone, McMills.
Well, it's a great shame that they hit us so early in the match. That's something that no team deserves to do, and no team deserves to actually be on the receiving end of that, because that's no reflection on the way the game's gone, because that was almost at the very start of the game. Since then, we've dominated the possession. We have looked really good. We look very confident. We look very much together. We have a lot of ability out there, and our possession play has been excellent. We've created one chance. I thought Sammy Smolicks had a good chance inside the box, which he didn't do much with, and then he had a chance outside the box, which he hit a pretty good shot from. With Man U, I think the shape that they've got so far, the manager will be pleased with what they look like as far as shape is concerned. They haven't been in the attacking half very much, but when they do go up there, I particularly like Fernandes and Garnacho. They are 2 dangerous players.
Banana has the ball off to our right. Ahmad's not quite back on the field yet, but he looks like he's going to be okay. United leading 1-0. Mazraoui gives it back to Anana. He's the 7th Portuguese to manage in the Premier League down the years. Ruben Amorim. Here is Dalot, left side of their midfield, looking towards Rashford. O'Shea deals with the goal scorer well enough. Now it's with Cameron Burgess in the centre circle. He left Sporting Lisbon, having won all 11 of their league games so far this season, Ruben Amorim, and of course signed off in the Champions League with that terrific win over Manchester City, although City's recent form elsewhere has kind of maybe taken the shine off that a little bit. Morsey on the right hand side, the captain. What can he conjure up? Holds on to the ball, still has it, gets the better of Casemiro to Hutchinson. Hutchinson knocks it towards the far edge of the area, and Davis headed away by Ahmad, brought down by Garnacho. Garnacho's held on to the ball, spins on it, taken out by Morsey. Referee's awarded a free kick. Morsey's having none of that. Remember, he's 1 yellow card away from a 1-game ban, the Ipswich Town captain, but that's sensible refereeing from Mr. Taylor for a first offence.
Yeah, he's had a good game, Sam Morsey, so far, and he just saw that opportunity to really get a heavy challenge in. There was a chance to make a big tackle there. He seized upon the chance, but unfortunately he just missed the opportunity to get the ball. Referee did well for Sam, really.
Murray Hutchinson, the other Town player who, if he gets a yellow today, would miss Nottingham Forest. Liam Delap's got 4 yellows as well, but one of those was in the League Cup, so different circumstances for him. Here's Mazraoui, certainly one of that back 3 for United. Out to Ahmad, who seems to be moving freely. Up towards Fernandes. Fernandes trying to flip round the corner, didn't work. Kiyusti gets on the ball for Ipswich Town, driving down that left flank, taken away from him by Eriksson. Out for a throw-in to Ipswich Town. Burgess goes back towards O'Shea on the far side. Burgess gets it again towards Leif Davis. He comes in field, plays it to Axel Tuanzebe. A quarter of this match gone. Town behind 1-0, but playing well. The goal inside the first 90 seconds if you joined us late. Scored by Marcus Rashford. Morsey to Hutchinson. Hutchinson holds on to the ball, then goes back to Tuanzebe. Still playing ever so well, Amari Hutchinson. Tuanzebe down the line to Hutchinson once again, cutting in field, getting the better of Casemiro. Just too good up towards Delap. Wayward pass, but he might want it back. Yes, he has done. Brilliant from Hutchinson again. He's got a bit of everything about him. To the right hand side, it's Wes Burns up against Dalot, trying to shake him off, going one way then the other. Then back to Twanzebe, infield to Hutchinson. Hutchinson turns it around the corner to Smodics, who tries the little layoff to Twanzebe, who does keep the ball in. Back it goes to Burns. Good pressure from Town. Into the box it comes from Burns. It's gone off Ericsson. Town have won a corner kick. They're still doing very well.
Oh, there was so much nervousness about Ericsson there when he was trying to deal with that ball. He almost like a cricketer. He was just going to snick it into the slips there. Big panic by him in the box, but what a fabulous bit of play down the right-hand side by Town.
Leif Davis backed 100% by a very noisy Portman Road, which just quietens down. All focus on the Geordie off to our right-hand side with this corner kick. Tanner 1-0 behind, and it swings towards the outstretched hands of Andre Onana. Onana quickly out to Garnacho. Manchester United trying to turn defence into attack. Garnacho's held on to the ball. One back by Smodics. Terrific stuff from him. Then he plays it out to the left-hand side, trying to put Delap one-on-one with Mazrui. And Onana, though, will come and get the ball as it ends up, obviously, in his penalty area off to our right.
Yeah, we did well there. They had a good break, early ball from the goalkeeper. They were on a break there, but we were sensible just to ignore the ball. Keep dropping off, don't expose yourself. And in the end, we got the challenge on the man in possession and won the ball back and did well. You know, we look really up for this game.
Kieran McKenna will be very pleased with what he's seeing from his Ipswich Town team. Aside from that goal against them, they couldn't have done much better in terms of their overall play. Nice shape about them. As United work the ball to the left of their back three, and Evans, more than 200 appearances in his first spell as Manchester United player, played for like Leicester and West Brom in the intervening years. There is Ahmad, who created that first goal with a very rapid burst forward down the right-hand side, taking on and defeating all comers. United again being closed down. Burns is trying to take it off of Dalot. Ball comes off the Welshman, out for a throw to Manchester United. Just 2 wins in the last 13 away games in all competitions, United. The only one in the league was at Southampton. Morsey tangling with a couple of players. The loose ball comes out to Burns. Burns gets it back to Burgess. Burgess goes square to O'Shea as he was being tracked by Fernandez, live on BBC Radio Suffolk Sports. So yeah, Town at Forest on Saturday, then a rare midweek game in the Premier League the following Tuesday, 9 days time, and then it's Bournemouth here the Sunday after that. Sunday games becoming the norm. Town playing the ball around at the back. Muric gets it out to Kayuste. Kayuste belts it back towards O'Shea. Twanzebe knocks it off of Garnacho, out for a throw right back to Ipswich, who are still behind. Yeah,
sensible play by Twanzebe there. There was nothing else on for him. Just play the ball against the foot of the opponent and get yourself a throw-in and start afresh.
United subs out on this near side. There's some quality on that bench. Anthony, Mount, Shaw, Ugarte, the recent signing Ugarte, who played under Amorim at Sporting Lisbon, came in from Paris Saint-Germain, the Uruguayan. Bit of a surprise that he's not started this game. I thought he might have been in the team out of Ericsson. Here is Mazrui, out to the right-hand side. Ahmed holds on to it, doesn't take on Davis on this occasion. In the 27th minute, United pinging the ball around inside their half. Amorim animated down below us. Kieran McKenna, arms folded in his blue jacket with the collar up. Dalot around the corner to no one in particular other than Dara O'Shea. O'Shea bypasses Morsey with the ball to Hutchinson. Hutchinson flicks it infield, does brilliantly. Gets the better of Ericsson and Evans. He's given it to Delap. Smodics wants it through the middle. Delap's held on to the ball. Still Liam Delap. Might come to him outside the box. Not quite. Free kick for the challenge on Delap by Evans, which has left the Ipswich Town striker on the deck.
Wonderful, strong play by Delap there, but Amari Hutchinson, this is the best I've seen him start a game in the number 10 role. He's been excellent. And the other one I must mention is the captain, Sam Morsey. Again, this is the best game I've seen Sam have since we've come up to the Premier League. We've got 2 guys out there on the pitch who are going to do some damage to Man U, I'm absolutely sure. We've got a great chance on this free kick, and that's all the determination that our centre forward gives you. You know, he was just hell-bent on winning something there.
There's more than one phenomenally talented Egyptian in the Premier League this season. Ipswich Town have 3 players over the ball. Davis, Hutchinson Burgess. Morsey's now involved in a four-way conversation. United Wall's about 5 yards into Onana's box. It's a free kick to Ipswich Town, around about 23 yards from goal. If they get an equaliser, you couldn't say they don't deserve it. They're playing very well here, but Manchester United do lead 1-0. Davis is over the set piece. So too Amari Hutchinson. Hutchinson yet to score this season. Hold on to your hats. It's Hutchinson who hits it up straight into the gloves of Onana. It was on target, but a comfortable enough save for the well-positioned Cameroonian.
Yeah, sometimes you just want the ball to get through past the wall, and if it does, you often think, well, that's it, that's a chance to go in the back of the net, but obviously that was too straight, completely down the throat of the goalkeeper.
29 minutes gone. Good game this. Town 0, Manchester United 1. Dalot to Ericsson. Dalot then goes back to Evans. Evans across his penalty area finds Mazraoui, closed down by Smodics. Other player who's made his position in the team his own, Smodics. Nice disguise on the dummy from Fernandez. He is a good player. He finds Ericsson. United bursting forward. Rashford wants it through the middle. Ericsson goes to the left, and Dalot one-on-one with Burns. Dalot swings the ball into the centre. Muric handles it well, as you would expect. Had a good game at Tottenham as well, Aro Muric.
Yeah, good take, poor cross. It didn't really go into a dangerous area. Wes Burns did well down this right-hand side. He ended up having to deal with two players down this left-hand side, Garnacho and Dalot, and he did a really good defensive job.
Town's last goal against Manchester United, believe it or not, was the famous Fabian Wilness one in the 1-1 draw after George Burley's side had just been promoted to the Premier League, 24 years ago now. Nice to speak to George on the Blue Hour a couple of weeks ago. Here's that interview, have a look on BBC Sounds. The Blue Hour back tomorrow night between 6 and 7. Looking at this game, and of course Ipswich Town Women's FA Cup tie. They're away at #United in the second round this afternoon. 2-1 down at the moment. They had equalised earlier on after going behind inside the first 5 minutes down there, so fingers crossed for them. Twanzebe with the yellow ball, gives it to Kayuste in the centre. Clearly getting better with games, finding his full sharpness, exchanging passes with Morsey, the Swede. Morsey then finds Hutchinson. Hutchinson to the right, and Burns up against Dalot. Hutchinson's made a run. Burns uses him as a decoy, instead goes in field to Morsey, who's patrolling that midfield, doing ever so well, the captain. Twanzebe down the line to Hutchinson. Hutchinson wants to skip between a couple of players. They're doubling up on Amari Hutchinson. Manchester United, understandably so. He's a real threat, a real pest to them this afternoon, which is brilliant to see. 2-2 now in the Women's FA Cup tie. Morsey on the right. Can the men get an equaliser here at Portman Road? Burns swings his cross in. That's a third corner to Town. United yet to have one.
Yeah, we're doing well. Our possession play is excellent. We're very confident about what we're doing. You know, the passing we're sort of making, and keep saying Sam Morsey is having an excellent game.
Oh, absolutely. Standing head and shoulders above the likes of Ericsson and Casemiro in midfield, up against real quality today. Town trail 1-0. They have the third corner kick-off to our right, and it comes from Leif Davis towards the far post. O'Shea nods it into a central area. Hutchinson! His attempt was on target, but there were too many bodies in the way. It came off a Manchester United player out to Muric on the halfway line. He'll jab it to the right. Davis finding himself on the right wing, heads it in field to Smodics, rather rushed his control, unable to do anything with it. Now this will be interesting. Morsey needs to get there ahead of Rashford. Brilliant from the captain. What an afternoon he's having.
He needed to do well there. I was worried when we had the corner there just 10-15 seconds ago, because we had something like 7 or 8 players in the box, and I'm looking, as a defender, I'm thinking, oh, there's only Sam Morsey outside the box. If there's a break here, we'll be in trouble. But it took a long time for the break to come, and didn't Sam Morsey do well on a 1-to-1?
Dalot taking a while over this through, and eventually gives it to Twanzebe, his former colleague. Amari Hutchinson's on the ball. What a first half he's had. Infield to Delap. There is Kayuste. Kayuste goes down on the ball on halfway. It's another free kick to Town. Town, undoubtedly the better side. Leif Davis has gone down. He's hobbling off the ball. Doesn't want it. Burgess tried to pass it to him. Oh, that's a real worry. And immediately Connor Townsend sent out down below us. That's a serious concern. That doesn't look good.
No, it's not very good when he sort of voluntarily goes down, when he's completely free. There's no opponent near him. He doesn't need to go down if he's not hurt. And he's done something. We can't afford to sort of look at Kieran Kennedy. He's studying the replays there. He's obviously working on something whilst Leaf is having some treatment. He's thinking all the time, Kieran. His team are playing really well, but he's obviously come up with something that might even improve this performance.
He was caught on the knee by Casemiro. It was kind of the follow-through of Casemiro's clearance, so hopefully it gives us a bit more room for optimism rather than some kind of pull or strain, that it was a contact. Hopefully not too heavy a contact. It's definitely on the outside of his right knee, which is troubling him. Bruno Fernandes has just gone across to check on his well-being. Clearly want to soldier on. Kieran McKenna chatting to Lee Grant. Of course, Lee Grant and Martin Pert were both on the coaching staff at Old Trafford when Kieran McKenna arrived here on the 16th of December 2021. As I keep saying, I still can't believe that he hasn't celebrated his 3rd anniversary in charge of this club. Let's go back to Graham for a little bit of an update.
Yeah, just update you on the Women's FA Cup second round. AFC Sudbury go out, 3-0 defeat at Lewes. Ipswich Town women's match at Hashtag United's gone to penalties. Sophie Peskett levelling for the Tractor Girls in the 96th minute, so 2-2 after normal time. Penalties now getting underway.
Well, fingers crossed for them, but a great effort from AFC Sudbury this season. Delap through to Smodics. Manchester United are stretched. Burns inside the United area, tries to pull it square, comes back to Dallo. The spinning ball is then knocked in. Again, it comes off Dallo. Hutchinson brings it down, back to goal just outside the area. Finds Morsey. United lead this game 1-0. The goal after just 90 seconds. Town have been the better side for a lot of the time since then. Davis back on the field. Sells Delap short. Eriksson was able to get it. Then Ahmad gives it to Fernandes. Fernandes through the middle for Garnacho. Garnacho, has he got the pace to get away from Twanzebe? It's a real test for Twanzebe. He's held him up. He's done well, Twanzebe. Garnacho still has the ball. Back come the Blues. The referee says no foul by the big man. Cleared away by Town up to the halfway line. United's fans aren't happy. He did very, very well, Twanzebe there.
Yeah, he did the defensive work really well, but to be perfectly honest, right at the end, I think Man U do have a case there. They should have been given a foul, but good defending initially.
10 minutes to go until half-time on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Town behind, but they're doing well. Good to watch, this Ipswich Town team. They've obviously been for a while now, but particularly now at this level. This is their 12th Premier League game of the season. Their longest winless run at the start of a top-flight season at the moment. 5 games ahead of this one. Of course, they've had some tough games in that as well. There's a Liverpool, Villa. Fulham have had a good season so far. Biggest disappointment really, I guess, was the Everton defeat when they just didn't show. We didn't really see Kieran McKenna's Ipswich Town at all that Saturday afternoon a little while ago. Different performance altogether here this afternoon. The referee wants to sort something out. It's called the 2 captains towards them. Not quite sure what that's about, Mick.
No idea at all, because this has been a good match to watch. Both teams are playing the game in the correct way. I haven't seen any sort of fireworks whatsoever between the two of them.
Both managers, Kieran McKenna and Ruben Amorim, asking the 4th official. Same question we were asking, what's going on? What's that all about? So it seemed very strange. Played in a good spirit so far. United have the ball bang in the centre of their half with pretty much 37 minutes gone in this Premier League encounter. 19th versus 12th, as the table showed. If Ipswich Town were to win this game, they'd actually got to 16th above Leicester, Palace and Wolves. So good that Liverpool finally saw off Southampton on the 2 o'clock kickoff by 3-2. A couple of goals for Mo Salah in that one. The Liverpool had taken the lead but then been pegged back. Evans clears away from the sliding challenge of Hutchinson's. Flag's gone up against him. It's going to be a free kick at the back to United. Johnny Evans felt that one. Again, the 4th official down below us, Matthew Donoghue, having a word, or Kieran McKenna having a word with him, should I say. United free kick. Evans taking his time over this one. This United's 13th game in all competitions this season, just the 13 for Ipswich Town. United have Bodo Glimt in the Europa League this coming Thursday. It's accounted for a fair number of their fixtures, and of course they're still in the League Cup as well, unlike Town. United playing it around at the back. Casemiro goes down on the penalty spot, off the ball, cleared away by Evans, won by Tuanzebe. Johnny Evans has the ball inside his penalty area again, gives it to Dalot. Dalot dinks it forward towards Fernandez, one in the air by Burgess, as you would expect. Dangerous ball that from Dalot. Ahmad's on the ball against Leif Davis. Good that the number 3 for Town's back and available on the field. Casemiro going long for the run of Dalot. Dallot's through the middle, lovely ball from Casemiro. Dalot takes it down inside the area. The shot trickles on the bounce into the arms of Tuanzebe. Real quality ball there from the Brazilian Casemiro to set Dalot on his way.
Yeah, it was a super ball, great run as well. Definitely onside because Dara O'Shea, who was over the other side of the back four, he played him onside, so that was a half a chance, if you like.
39 played here at Portman Road. Not as cold as it's been in recent days for this game here this afternoon. There is Cameron Burgess. Burgess going forward. Lovely ball from Burgess. Davis is goal side, onside, inside the area. Still Leif Davis. Leif Davis for Ipswich Town to Delap! Oh, saved by Anana! But what a chance for Ipswich Town! Brilliant from the goalkeeper. Could Delap have done better? Maybe he should have scored in that area of the field when the ball came to him. But I guess you've got to credit the goalkeeper. But I was convinced that was 1-1.
Well, there was two bits of play there. And both bits of play were as good as the other. First of all, Leif Davis, absolutely top class what he did to set Liam Delap up. And then the save by the goalkeeper. You've got to see it to believe it. It was an amazing save. I think Delap did okay. I think he just went for pace and smashed it. And normally you expect that to go in.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, that is a goal. Unbelievable from Anana.
But didn't the left back do well?
Lovely.
Wow.
Beautiful
Wonderful.
Little ball as well for Delap. The weight and the execution on the ball which found Delap, who just had to stroke it home, but clearly up against the goalkeeper who produced something very, very special indeed. But like we keep saying, had it turned to 1-1, nobody would have felt that Ipswich Town didn't deserve it. Still can't believe that wasn't a goal. Everybody was up celebrating. Alex Matthew, just a couple of seats to our right-hand side, was up convinced that that was a goal for Ipswich Town. Morsey to Kayuste, out to the left-hand side, and Davis. That will look very nice in front of Lee Carsley. Leif Davis' bit of play there. O'Shea to Tuanzebe. Ipswich Town will be impressing a massive audience around the world. Millions and millions of people watching this game from all 4 corners of the globe. They can't help but be very impressed by this team in blue. Morsey to Kayuste. Kayuste for Ipswich Town pulls the trigger. It goes over the bar, but it was an effort, and a half-decent effort from 20-odd yards.
There was a naughty little ankle tap by Fernandez, just as Kayuste was sort of preparing to sort of get his back lift and hit the ball. Fernandez just tapped him one. That prevented him from actually hitting the target. I'm absolutely sure he could have gone down if he had liked. But that was a little bit naughty from Fernandez.
The referee wants a little word with Fernandez. Finally, as we're just seeing replays of that outstanding save from Anana. That drew a bigger reaction from Ruben Amorim than the actual goal. He was up applauding that from this man, Anana. It gives a good old-fashioned long kick downfield from a keeper, rarely spotted in the modern game at this level. Burgess to Morsey. Morsey controls the ball. Round the corner to Kayuste. He has been phenomenal, Morsey. Kayuste running through the centre circle. Has runners in front of him. Goes to his right-hand side. Hutchinson. Amari Hutchinson of Ipswich to the edge of the box. Tries to get it to Burns. Burns gets on the ball. Still has it. There's a toe on it from Dalot. Infield to Kayuste. Down the better side. They've been outstanding. Morsey gives the ball to Hutchinson, to Burns on the right. What can he deliver? Thought about playing it left-footed. Hutchinson, edge of the area, comes in field, shoots deflected! Down on the goal! Amari Hutchinson scores in the Premier League against Manchester United! Portman Road erupts, and it's no more than Ipswich Town deserve. They have been scintillating, they have been sensational, they have been outstanding, and they're now drawing 1-1 with Manchester United.
Wow, that was brilliant, and we've had some fabulous play out there. The whole team has been brilliant, but we've had just one or two individuals that have been just a little bit above the normal. And that boy is one of them, Amari Hutchinson. Fabulous goal. What an atmosphere. Well done, boys.
Been the best player on the field, followed closely perhaps by his captain. Well, justice has been served in terms of how these two teams have performed in this first half. Ruben Amorim seated, just mopping his forehead. What a time, what a place, what a moment to get your first ever Premier League goal. He has been absolutely incredible in this game. It's now 1-1. Was that the women have gone through, did you say, Graham, amongst all this? Oh, a magic minute for Ipswich Town Football Club. The women have beaten #United on penalties to reach the third round of the FA Cup. Tremendous stuff from Joe Sheehan's side. If we don't get time for reaction on this programme to that, we will certainly have some on the Blue Hour tomorrow night. Here, the men have just equalised. It's 1-1 against Manchester United. Evans gets the ball back from Dallow. Evans clears it beyond the halfway line. Just about everybody up and off their seats when that goal went in. Came off the head of Mazraoui, but it was a great strike. It was on target anyway. O'Shea tracked by Rashford. He clears his lines out on this near side for a throw-in to United. Final 30 seconds at the end of this first half. What a din inside Portman Road when that one went in. That was almost up there with Sarmiento on Easter Monday. Here is Dallow with a throw-in. As I said, that multi-million, if not billion, audience around the world will have been very, very impressed by Ipswich Town. Ericsson, in comes his cross into the Ipswich area, diving to head it away is Burgess, cleared in field by Burns. Oh, that's loose. Mazraoui has it. Mazraoui to the right hand side. 3 minutes of added on time to be played. The shot from Ahmad straight into the stomach of Muric with a quick throw. We're into those added on 3 minutes. He goes towards Delap, who of course had a chance to score for Town just moments before they did. Challenge of heads involving Evans and Delap has left the centre half flat on his back, requiring some treatment.
Well, this has been an absolutely wonderful performance. I'll tell you what, if the poor people that haven't been able to get a ticket for this, you know, I do feel for them because they have missed an amazing performance by their team. It really has been top class. It's the best we've played this season. We had the difficulty of going one down so early in the game, but we've responded. It's amazing. I can't believe how well we're playing.
They have just been wonderful, Ipswich Town, and listen to this atmosphere. It is so, so good to see and hear. I know we've said it a number of times these last couple of years, but it's not a million years ago that there were 9, 10, 11,000 people in here, all of them miserable as sin, all of them unhappy, wondering where on earth their club was going. And now, at the complete opposite end of the spectrum, their club is more than holding their own. They're taking on Manchester United and being better than Manchester United in this 4:30 Premier League kick-off. This final Sunday of November. Mazraoui goes back to Onana. Hadn't been for that incredible bit of goalkeeping. World-class goalkeeping from him. Town would have been ahead in this game. Hutchinson, the goal scorer, tries to head on towards Morsey. Headed forward by Twanzebe. Ericsson out to the right looking for Ahmad. One in the air by Davis. Doing a good job on the far side, former Leeds player. Out now for a throw-in to Ahmad. Final minute of the added on 3. A gigantic roar of positivity towards Ipswich Town when that half-time whistle goes. Ball out on the far side. Ruben Amorim must be thinking, well, if this is the 19th best side in the Premier League, goodness me, we're going to have some tough games between now and the end of the season.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking just now. Exactly the same, Brenner. I was thinking, wow, this is 19th place team. My goodness. And we got a goal start. You know, what have I got coming?
Delap barges into the back of Mazraoui, and Mazraoui reacts. Ahmad's going to try and be the peacemaker. He has a little shove on Delap. Delap walks away from it. Opposing defenders always know when Liam Delap's on the field.
Well, he's also a little bit of a Manchester City person, isn't he? So maybe there's that in it, because actually there was nothing in that at all. They might be a little bit disappointed with how the game has gone, the Man U players. Throw in a little bit of Man U, Man City, then you've got a confrontation.
Free kick to Onana, nothing more than that. Delap and Mazraoui still having words. It's kind of calmed down a bit now. Headed forward by Burgess. Delap again challenging Mazraoui. Here is Rashford, flags up against Manchester United. We're 30 seconds beyond the added-on 3. That's it for the first half. What a reaction from the home crowd, and quite rightly so. So proud of what they've seen from their team in blue. Off go the two sets of players, Ipswich Town and Manchester United down the tunnel. And it's 1-1 at Portman Road. Mick Mills, they've been utterly terrific, Ipswich, haven't they?
This has been it's been a marvellous day so far. I thought the atmosphere before the game started was second to none. The stadium was electric. You thought, wow, you just felt, as an old person, I wish I could be playing again. This really got to me, this atmosphere. It really did today. And and then all of a sudden we start the game, and it really, we didn't do really very much wrong. Just maybe dived into a bit of a challenge over on the left touchline. We're 1-0 down with 2 minutes gone of the game. You think maybe we just get disillusioned with it, but no, we went the opposite way. Our boys went the opposite way. They sort of said, right, have some of this, and their possession play immediately after the goal was absolutely top class. It just went from strength to strength to strength. They had a couple of breakaways, and that was all. It was constantly us in the Manchester United half. Every player out there was on top of his game, but we had just one or two that made it special. One was Amari Hutchinson, another was Sam Morsey. We had a wonderful contribution from Leif Davis to create a chance for Liam Delap. But generally speaking, for me, Wes Burns, I must give a mention to. He's done a marvellous job down this right-hand side as well. But the two that I picked out, absolutely outstanding, the pair of them. One playing in the number 10 role and the other playing as a holding midfield player. And let me tell you about that. They are 2 of 3 midfield players that we've got in the centre of the pitch. Man U have got 4 in that area of the pitch. So we've got 3v4, and we've got 2 guys in there that have been head and shoulders above anything on the pitch. How they have done it with those numbers, I don't know. Normally, if you're up against, numerically, you're disadvantaged, generally speaking, you'll have a quiet match. But Sam Morsey, they had better get somebody on him in the second half, because he is having a wonderful game. He really is. He's knitting everything together. He's on fire, the boy. And Amari Hutchinson, wow, we know he's a good player, but this is the best I've seen him in a first half of a football match as a number 10. I love this game.
What have you made of United, just briefly, Mick?
No, I don't know. I've ignored them. Actually, they've defended all right. They're straight away, first thing you think, nicely organised. Then you're looking for the special players that they might have, and for me, it's the two. It's Fernandez playing as a right-sided number 10 and Garnacho as a left-sided number 10. They look as if they can carry a threat. They're seeking good positions all the time, and we just have to keep an eye on those two, because they do definitely carry a threat. But generally speaking, they've been second best, and they probably know it, because we have dominated. Probably, wouldn't say it on the stats, but we've dominated pretty much 3/4 of the first half.
Yeah, Town have been utterly wonderful. A joy to watch, and deservedly they managed to get themselves level just before half-time. That terrific goal from Amari Hutchinson. At the break then, it's Ipswich Town 1, Manchester United 1.
A little bit disappointed, Brenner, that we didn't see the backflip from Amari Hutchinson, but he's probably saving that for a bigger game, I would have thought.
Yeah, clearly. He's saving that for the winner.
Absolutely. What a very special Ipswich Town team this is. They are getting a huge audience this afternoon, and they are performing to their best in front of it as well. So Town 1, Manchester United 1. We'll be back with the second half on BBC Radio Suffolk in a few minutes' time. We'll bring you those goals again. The opener from Marcus Rashford and Hutchinson's wonderful leveller before the break, before we rejoin Brenna Woolley and Mick Mills. I'll run you through results from elsewhere today in a moment. We'll get reaction to Liverpool's 3-2 win at Southampton at St Mary's as well.
Will the souffle collapse? Who's got a soggy bottom? Can they stand the heat, or will they have to get out of the kitchen? When the judge takes a bite and picks your favourite as the winner, there's no feeling like live TV. However you're watching, a TV licence is your must-have pass to over 400 live TV channels with countless tasty moments that get everyone talking. And it also funds everything you love from the BBC, including live radio, like this.
BBC Radio Suffolk.
You are with Match there. What do you make of that first half? Ipswich Town fans, let us know. 81333 if you want to text in. 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp. Start your messages with SFA. The scores may be level at 1-1, but your side is dominant this afternoon, playing really, really well. The second half is coming up. First half highlights as well. Elsewhere today in the Championship, Leeds on top on goal difference after a 4-3 win at Swansea. The winner come deep into stoppage time. In the WSL, it's 8 wins out of 8 for Chelsea this season. They beat Manchester United 1-0. They go 5 points clear of Manchester City. In the Women's FA Cup second round, AFC Sudbury out. Uncharted territory for them this afternoon. Never before had they reached the second round of the competition. Luke Mallett's had been on a brilliant run, having a wonderful season, but came up short against Lewis this afternoon. Lewis play 1 tier higher and won by 3-0. Ipswich Town women, though, what a result this is. They are through to round 3. A 2-2 draw with their Premier Division rivals #United this afternoon. Sophie Peskett levelling for the Tractor Girls in the 6 minutes of stoppage time. And then Town won 4-1 on penalties. Issy Bryant, Isabella Fisher, Maria Boswell and Lucy O'Brien all scoring their penalties. Joe Sheehan's side go through to round 3. In the Premier League, the other game today was at St Mary's. Liverpool led 1-0 through Dominic Szoboszlai. Southampton levelled through Adam Armstrong, then went in front through Matheus Fernandes. Mo Salah levelling on 65. He then scored a winner from the penalty spot at 5 minutes before full time. We'll hear from the Saints boss Russell Martin in a few minutes after Arne Slot of Liverpool first of all. 8 points clear at the top now, and he said this was a massive win for him and his players.
Yeah, maybe normally you don't feel like this if you play the number 20, but the way the game went, it was in the end a massive win because we were down 2-1 after an hour, which was maybe not the way the game went, because I think we dominated the whole game and I didn't expect to be 2-1 behind, but if you're after an hour 2-1 behind, in the end it's a massive win.
How disruptive was the penalty award for Southampton? What was your reading on it? Do you think it should have been a penalty?
I think it was a foul, and it was inside the 18-yard box, so yeah, then it's a penalty.
What does it say about your team's ability to be able to retrieve the situation like that? Because at 2-1 it was kind of going a bit wrong.
Yeah, it was wrong in terms of the score sheet, but it wasn't going wrong in terms of how we dominated the game, because it's not so easy to dominate the game against Southampton. They are known for the ball possession, how they play out from the back, but we, in my opinion, dominated the game completely. So, but then going 2-1 down, you never know what's going to happen in the stadium because the fans were really there for them. But we stepped up another gear and kept creating our chances, and after the 2-2 I felt it was a matter of time before we scored the first.
Mo Salah, is it fair to say he'd had a little bit of a quiet game until he started to do things?
Yeah, but it also had to do with the tactics of Southampton. They let us play a bit more down the left than down the right. But the good thing about Mo is he will never be frustrated about not touching the ball that much. He always knows the moment the ball arrives, I have to be there. Or he finds his moment, and I think in the first half he already had his moments from crosses from the left where the ball fell down to him. But in the end, yeah, penalty and the second one, the first one, but our second one was a great pass, but a great finish as well.
On a day like this with the rain and everything, it's a brilliant game. Can you enjoy a game like this from your position?
For the last 5 or 10 minutes, maybe. Although then it's 3-2 up, and they get a set piece, and they get brought a cross in. So you never know in a game like this where they maybe only had 2 chances and scored 2. You always feel like, well, would it be a day like this that the first chance will lead to a goal as well? But it didn't. Unfortunately, we couldn't score the 4th because we had numerous chances for that, in my opinion. But in the end, it's a win, and that's what it's about.
Arne Slot, the Liverpool boss, speaking to the BBC after his side's 3-2 win at Southampton in the first of today's matches in the Premier League. So Liverpool are 8 points clear at the top, with Southampton bottom of the table. In the live table, Palace second bottom. The gap is 4 points. Let's hear from the Saints boss, Russell Martin.
We're really competitive, as we have been against a lot of the really top quality opposition this season. But we don't come away with anything, unfortunately, because we concede really bad goals. So we had some brilliant moments ourselves. We played some really good stuff and stuck at it the whole way through. We tried to be aggressive with the ball. We changed shape a little bit. But yeah, I'm disappointed with the quality of the goals we concede. And yeah, I think we should have a penalty at 2-1 up as well. I've had a man strong, but it is what it is.
Yeah, do you feel, you mentioned about the goals that you conceded. I mean, do you feel that perhaps that the first goal, the opening goal, sort of encapsulated Southampton's season in a way that you'd played very well for half an hour, and then suddenly there's that one mistake and you're behind in a match because you get punished in the Premier League like nowhere else?
Yeah, it's not good from us. I don't think it encapsulates our season. I don't think we haven't worked on that. It's my fault for asking them to play quickly, but I think we have to recognise on the pitch at that time that Liverpool have had a lot of the ball in our final third for quite some time. They've got a lot of players around the ball, so I have to take responsibility for that and not the players, because we want to play quick, we want to play forward quickly if we can. Sometimes it takes more passes, sometimes not, but the detail's really wrong, and then there's a bit of panic and we concede. I think the players stuck at it after that brilliantly, and they're working so hard and they're being so brave. And if they carry on doing that, they'll be all right. So
what's your message then? Keep the faith, we're getting there?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think you can be so competitive throughout this season so far. It's been so close, such fine margins. And you can see there's a group of players that are young. They are learning, they're growing all the time. They are so together. They're fighting so hard for each other. So it's not like a team that feels sorry for itself at all. We'll keep working and just trust that the outcome will be different.
Russell Martin, the Southampton boss, after his side's 3-2 defeat to Liverpool earlier. Second half of our main feature is coming right up. Have you got your breath back yet?
Ahmad to Fernandez, the captain, infield to Ahmad. He gets the burners on, very lively, brilliant run from Ahmad. He's taken down to the cleaners. He's inside the Ipswich town area. Into the middle it comes! 1-0 Manchester United. Rashford scores inside 90 seconds. What a start for the visitors. What a start for Ruben Amorim. It was Ahmad who made it down the right-hand side. He was just too hot to handle. And already Ipswich Town are behind at Portman Road. Hutchinson once again returned from under-21 duty early in the week. Now it's with Kayuste. Out to left-hand side. Leif Davis wants to take on Ahmad. He's done well, Davis. In comes his attempted cross. Smothered out behind. Town have won a corner kick. They've reacted really well. Down the line to Burns. Brilliant from the former Arsenal and Chelsea player. Burns one-on-one with Dallow. Low ball into the box. It's a real fizzer. Throwing himself towards the ball is Smodics. Not making any contact with it, but it's come up a United player. It's out for a throw to Leif Davis. Corner kick-off to our right, and it comes from Leif Davis towards the far post. O'Shea nods it into a central area. Hutchinson! His attempt was on target, but there were too many bodies in the way. It came off a Manchester United player. Lovely ball from Burgess. Davis' goal side, onside, inside the area. Still Leif Davis. Leif Davis for Ipswich Town to Delap! Oh, saved by Anana! But what a chance for Ipswich Town! Town the better side. They've been outstanding. Morsey gives the ball to Hutchinson, to Burns on the right. What can he deliver? Thought about playing it left-footed. Hutchinson, edge of the area, comes in field, shoots deflected! Down on the goal! Amari Hutchinson scores in the Premier League against Manchester United! Portman Road erupts, and it's no more than Ipswich Town deserve. They have been scintillating, they have been sensational, they have been outstanding, and they're now drawing 1-1 with Manchester United.
BBC Radio Suffolk.
Hello, I'm John Leach, and every Sunday I'll bring you 4 hours of the greatest soul music from the last 7 decades.
Soul Show.
The perfect soundtrack to Sundays. Get ready to groove. Sunday from 2 p.m.
BBC Radio Suffolk.
We're on air till 8 o'clock with Match Day, which is becoming match night now, really, isn't it? On BBC Radio Suffolk. Brenna Woolley will be in this studio as well with another Blue Hour tomorrow on both BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds from 6 o'clock. And regardless, Brenna, of what happens in the second half, you can reflect on at least Ipswich Sound's best first half performance of the season, because that's what it's been. They've been fantastic.
Yeah, in all my time watching them, given the opposition and the fact it's in the Premier League, I know this is only 11 and a half Premier League games that I've ever done. That's probably as good as I've seen Town play up against Manchester United, and it's been lovely to see it in front of a massive audience as well. The cat is well and truly out of the bag as far as Kieran McKenna and Ipswich Town are concerned. They were outstanding, absolutely brilliant. Nobody out in terms of any of the 22 players. Ruben Amorim is the only person who is out. He's in his seat down below us. It's interesting he's come out way ahead of either his players or those of Ipswich Town, who are now starting to build up in the tunnel. Just seen a shot down the tunnel. I can see Sam Morsey, Dara O'Shea, Axel Twanzebe. Well, no changes in that first half. Both Ahmad and Leif Davis had issues at various times, but both soldiered on and seemed to have shaken off those knocks. So Town in blue, white, blue. United in red, black, white when they surface. Town will be playing from right to left, so attacking the Sir Bobby Robson stand in this second period, as tends to be their way. Murrich in all yellow is their goalkeeper. Town have a back four: Twanzebe, O'Shea, Burgess and Davis. Then Morsey, the captain, alongside Kayuste. Morsey has just been breathtakingly brilliant. Then you got Burns, the goal scorer, Hutchinson. He's pretty much been 10 out of 10 as well. And then Smodix in behind Liam Delap. On the bench, Walton, Chaplin, Al-Hamidi, Jack Clark, Harry Clark, Luongo, Taylor, Wolfenden, Townsend. No Greaves just yet, although he has been involved in the warm-up here today. And Nathan Broadhead, I saw him getting off the bus, but even in the absence of George Hurst, Nathan Broadhead not making the match day 20. Still, Ruben Amorim sits focused with a steely look on his face down below us. Finally, his players are out in front of us. The team he selected as Anana in goal. That was an unbelievable bit of goalkeeping to keep it 1-0 at that stage, saving from Liam Delap. His back three, Mazuri, Delict and Evans. The wide players, Ahmad and Dallo. In the middle of the field, Casemiro, Eriksson, and then you've got Fernandez, the captain, and Garnacho, with Rashford, their goal scorer, after 90 seconds. Up top on the bench, Bayan Dia, Malacia, Shaw, Mainu, Mount, Ugarte, Anthony, Hoyland and Xerxes. Hoyland and Xerxes, two strikers, as Rashford, the number 10, gets ready to get the yellow ball rolling as the second half gets underway here at Portman Road. It's going to be really, really interesting to see how this one develops. Town the better side in that first half. They were magnificent. Here is Mazarui, had a run-in with Liam Delap at one stage, now being closed down by Smodix. Back to Anana it goes. Nothing he could do about the goal after the deflection off the top of Mazrui's head, but it was a typical Amari Hutchinson finish from his left boot from the edge of the area, which was on target. Eriksson spins away from Schmodix, hits the ball up towards Rashford. He's trapped by O'Shea. He leaves the ball to Casemiro. Casemiro forward early towards Dallo, an important toe from Burns. Dallo still has the ball. United trying to score early in both halves. Up to the edge of the box, it's Bruno Fernandes. Little ball into the area towards Garnacho, saved by Murrich, cleared away by Burgess. United nearly did score early in both halves.
Oh dear, that was a narrow escape, but we just got the press wrong up in the Manchester United half there. We were sort of looking, we were organised, and then all of a sudden we just went at the wrong time, got it wrong, and they went through us like knife goes through butter. A little bit of a chance there, we could settle down.
More goals in this game than the last time United were here. That was a 1-0 win for the visitors. Ruud van Nistelrooy with a penalty on that occasion. Roy Keane, former Town manager, started that game. Likes of Paul Scholes and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came on. It wasn't United's strongest time during the Ferguson era, which was absolutely ridiculous when you look back. 13 Premier League titles, he won 5 FA Cups, 4 League Cups, 2 Champions Leagues, Cup Winners' Cup, European Super Cup, Club World Cup. Phenomenal spell for Manchester United when it finally got going. Kayuste with a header to halfway. Casemiro tidies up, gives it to Mazrui. On this right-hand side, it's Ahmad. His battle with Leif Davis. We're watching a bird's eye view in this second period. Garnacho closed down well by Burgess. Back it goes to Mazraoui. Second half yet to fully take light. But you were telling me at half-time, Mick, how tough it would have been for Town to have been behind for so long in that first half.
Yeah, very much so, because although we were playing well, we were feeling confident. You've always got it in the back of your mind that if you make a mistake, you're going 2-0 down, which would be a massive deficit to come back from. So, to play well for pretty much the whole of the half when you're 1-0 down was really great credit to the boys.
Smodix has done very well and just was outnumbered in the end. Back comes Garnacho, the number 17, both feet off the floor to cushion it back to Casemiro. Casemiro's floated past a halfway, too high for Fernandez. Morsey helps it on to Hutchinson. Hutchinson square to Kayuste. Town trying to threaten for the first time in the second period. Davis to Hutchinson, busying himself everywhere. Now down the left-hand side, operated mainly in a central to right area in the first half for Town. He was a man who was north, south, east and west in that first period. Sam Morsey. Burgess looking forward towards Smodix, volleyed away by Mazraoui, cushioned by Garnacho onto the chest of Eriksson. Infield to Casemiro, flick on from Casemiro, finds Fernandez, but Rashford caught on his heels near side, and even if he if he'd been ready to sprint, he wouldn't have got onto that ball. It's back with Aro Muric. Down with that clean sheet now in 8 games since the 0-0 at Brighton, which was a very good result. I thought they looked very good against Bournemouth yesterday. Well, saying that, Bournemouth, who'll be here in a couple of weeks' time, looked excellent as well. It's a really good game of football between those two South Coast rivals. Winners this weekend in the Premier League: Chelsea, Brighton, Arsenal, Wolves, big win for them, massive win for Tottenham at Man City, and then Liverpool won at Southampton, which is good news for us in the 2 o'clock game. Here's Mazraoui, little drag back, lovely skill, gets the better of Leif Davis, quality from him. There is Ahmad, back comes Kayuste. Garnacho on the right hand side taking on Davis, drifting in field. Garnacho still has the ball, back it goes to Eriksson. 49 minutes played, 1-1. Fernandez almost robbed by Hutchinson, who then closed down his man and helps win the ball. Terrific work from Hutchinson, cleared by Burns, but straight to United in the centre circle. Ruben Amorim wandering around, hands in pockets with his big grey puffer coat on down below us.
I'm just intrigued why Fernandez and Garnacho have changed over. We know Fernandez has now gone left number 10, Garnacho right number 10. So not a major change, but it's just intrigued me.
Did finish second under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 3 years ago, 2021. Manchester United. So it's not all been doom and gloom in terms of league placing since Sir Alex Ferguson left. Muric out to Kayuste. Kayuste gets the better of Garnacho, then tucks it back to Burgess. Burgess into his 6-yard area, and Aro Muric. Nothing he could do about the Rashford goal inside 2 minutes. Live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Hutchinson just too much on that. First thing he's done wrong since 4:30. The intention was right, just a bit too much boot on ball. Evans almost robbed by Hutchinson. Hutchinson made that challenge. Evans has gone down. It's out for a throw it's actually a free kick given the way of Manchester United. Again, great endeavour by Omari Hutchinson.
Yeah, he nearly stole the ball off of Evans there. That was a young man versus an old man, and the young man nearly won the battle.
I really hope the national and worldwide pundits are giving Ipswich Town all the praise they deserve rather than looking towards Manchester United in a negative sense. A lot of this has been down to just how superb Ipswich Town have been, hopefully getting the credit for this performance. Kayuste knitting things together, finding Morsey in the centre circle. Morsey drops a shoulder, gets the better of Fernandez, flicks it through a gap to Hutchinson. Here he goes again, the Ipswich Town skipper. I think there were question marks over whether he could compete in the Championship, probably, let alone the Premier League. Certainly the upper end of the Championship. He'd been there enough times in the past with a couple of clubs, Wigan and Middlesbrough, but now way exceeding the phrase holding his own at this level, up towards halfway. Yeah, standing midfielder on the pitch. Davis finds Delap. Delap gets the better of De Ligt. Brilliant play from Delap. Here he goes again. That's wonderful forward play. Carves the ball out to the right-hand side of Wes Burns. What can he do from a right-sided delivery point? And it comes! Delap against the goalkeeper again, and Anna prevents it going in. Morsey shoots, deflected. Corner kick, Ipswich Town. Oh, Delap again in that battle with Anana, which once again, sadly, the goalkeeper came out on top in.
Well, Liam Delap, wonderful. He was really under extreme pressure on the halfway line. He twisted, he turned, he showed his strength, he showed his pace at getting away from people, and he still had the presence of mind to hit that ball out to Wes Burns. Brilliant player by a good leader of the line.
Town and their fans believe, and quite rightly so, that they can go on and win this game. Davis with this corner kick, first of the second half, headed away by Evans. No third goal of the game on this occasion. Maybe the second phase. Morsey plants it forward out to the left-hand side, looking for Davis. Good enough ball. Davis heads it in field towards Cameron Burgess, who'd stayed up from the set piece. Davis spins on the ball. It's out of play off of Rashford for a throw to Town, which might be taken in the end by Jens Kiyuste. Just drying the ball under his blue shirt. The Town fans getting right behind their team, of which they are so proud, quite rightly so. Can Ipswich Town take the lead? Kiyuste with a long flat throw into the box, not fully away, comes out as far as Hutchinson, can't quite set himself on his left foot, then Morsey blocks it off, back it goes to Hutchinson. United can't get onto the ball, eventually they can. Fernandez to Garnacho, back will come Kiyuste. United have got 2-on-1, Garnacho's got the ball inside the Town area. What a challenge from Kiyuste. Terrific, he went all the way with Garnacho, pace for pace, and then timed his challenge to perfection. Boy, did he need to, and there's no question whatsoever over a penalty. That was terrific from the Swede.
Well, wonderful defending. He had to get it absolutely perfect, or else it would have been a penalty to Man U. Terrific break by them, but brilliant one-to-one defending by Kajust.
Corner kick to Manchester United, their first of the game, in the 54th minute here at Portman Road. Eriksson pulls it back to Fernandez, closed down by Smolix. Back it goes to Eriksson, in from the Dane to Muric, who fielded it down low, 3 or 4 yards off his goal line. It's a bit of a tangle after that, but he had his two minders to just step in the way of Johnny Evans. Not that he's a character who would have kicked off in that area of the field, Johnny Evans anyway. A couple of changes for United. Ruben Amorim has seen enough. Luke Shaw is coming on, and it's also going to be Manuel Ugarte. Shaw's first appearance since February. Muric clears away right-footed as far as the chest of Mazrui. 1-1 live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Casemiro to Fernandez. Fernandez gets a 1-2 off Rashford. Fernandez, oh, what a block from Darrow Shea. Again, another bit of magnificent defending from the boys in blue.
Well, this is better attacking play by Man U, and we're sort of matching them at the moment with some wonderful defending. So we've had two great sort of bits of defending by an individual just in the last 3 minutes. We've got to do that. We've got to stay in touch. We're playing well, but Man U have picked the game up a little bit.
Casemiro, who's been fairly anonymous in this game, and Johnny Evans to the old stages going off. Luke Shaw coming on for his first appearance of the season, the England defender, just been beset by so many injuries. And as I say, Ugarte, who played under Amorim at Sporting, have come on to add a bit of freshness and considerably younger legs to things. Shaw, who did play on the left-hand side of a back three in training this week when the cameras were at Manchester United's base. United on halfway with Ugarte, full Uruguayan international. Square to Mazrui, closed down by Smodics, up to the halfway line, and Garnacho. Garnacho finds Ahmad. 11 gone in the second half, live on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Every kick of every Ipswich Town game. Your thoughts welcome afterwards. Chat to Graham and Mick, 0800 141 2121. Always great to hear from you. Or text 81333. Start those messages SFK. Also start your WhatsApps with SFK. Go to 08000 321 333. Remember, get in touch with me at any point during the week. Great to hear from you on a Monday on the Blue Hour. Email me at brenner@bbc.co.uk. brenner@bbc.co.uk. Free kick to United in front of right back. Mazrui to take it. Town have got Taylor, Jack Clark, Al-Hamidi and Chaplin out in their yellow bibs near side for when Kieran McKenna eventually tries to freshen things up. Anana, closed down by Delap, gets the ball back out to Shaw. Very, very good player, Luke Shaw. Just hasn't had that consistency in terms of his fitness in recent years. Here he is again, a former Southampton player. That'll be good news for Lee Carsley watching on in terms of Thomas Tuchel going into the new year. If he can play however many games it is, 15, 20 or so, whatever it is, before the next international break. Two good English left-backs on the field down below us now. Anana, again, Crew draws in Delap. Mazrui out to this right-hand side. Ahmad, all the play in the United defensive third off to our left. It's definitely a United throw-in. Both managers appealing for it on this occasion. I've got to go with Amarim, so too the match referee. Crossfield ball from Mazrui. Chested down by Dallo. Fernandez tries to give it back to him. In steps for Axel Tuanzebe and turns the ball back off the outside of his right boot to Aru Muric. A couple of minutes shy of the hour mark. There's a lot of football in this game. Tuanzebe rides the challenge of Fernandez, gives it in field to Morsey. Morsey then finds Burgess. No further goals in the second half. If you're just rejoining us, Amari Hutchinson cancelling out Marcus Rashford's goal. Long ball forward from Morsey, trying to get Davis in behind. Ahmed's touch and composure has to be spot on, and it is. He gets the ball and gives it to Anana, who's made two really good stops, one in particular from Liam Delap. Otherwise, Town could have had 2 or 3 goals in this game. Mazrui. Town back in action on Saturday, away to Nottingham Forest. Just had a little stumble at the moment under Nuno Espirito Santo, but clearly a very good side. Another big test for Ipswich. Certainly trying to win back-to-back away games. Will they be trying to win 3 in a row? It's from 2 till 6 match day. Poor from Mazrui, straight to O'Shea on halfway. Then Davis tried to be a bit clever, had a play next to a TV camera. The ball for a throw-in to Manchester United. A relative lull in this game at the moment.
Yeah, well, Man U have just picked up their game a little bit, and they're having sort of decent possession in better areas of the pitch, and we haven't quite got the control of this half that we had of the first half. But you know, we can still do that. We can get hold of it. It just needs some comfortable possession.
O'Shea up to Delap. Good strong work from Delap. Kayuste is behind Davis. Davis should still get there ahead of Ahmed. Not good from Davis. Ahmed, a little drag back, tried to turn it down the line for Rashford. Overly elaborate. Throw in to Ipswich Town and Leif Davis. Ruben Amorim not doing much sitting down at the moment as he watches on down below us. United have got to go to both Arsenal and Manchester City next month. Actually on a run of 6 games out of 7 at Old Trafford in all competitions. This is a real rarity for them to be travelling. Tuanzebe to O'Shea. O'Shea at the back for Ipswich Town. Finds Tuanzebe. He rolls it forward up towards Hutchinson. His touch took the ball towards Luke Shaw. It's going to play off Luke Shaw, much to the annoyance of those Manchester United supporters watching on far side.
Yeah, I think the temptation is to trade blow for blow and go head to head at the moment, but what we need is some of that nice controlled possession that we had in the first half, just to calm the game down a little bit and then to be progressive from that point.
Big kick forward by Muric, gobbled up by Mazrui. Ahmad infield to Ugarte, one of the players that dropped out from the 3-0 win over Leicester in United's last match. Here is Matthias de Ligt, the blue boots on. Flips it to Shaw. Fernandez, far side, close to the halfway line, being watched closely by Sam Morsey. We're on air till 8 o'clock this Sunday afternoon evening. Should get Kieran McKenna's thoughts post-match. Hopefully those of an Ipswich Town player. If not, we'll be on the Blue Hour tomorrow night, all being well. Ahmed up to Rashford. The layoff doesn't reach Garnacho. Garnacho goes in on Morsey. Free kick for that challenge by the Argentinian.
He did well, Sam Morsey. He couldn't really get control of that ball, but he knew that if he could just get his body between the ball and the opponent, then he would get himself a free kick. He did really well.
signs possibly that Jack Taylor might be coming on for Ipswich Town. Certainly seemed to be taking off his vest top down below us. United have the ball on the far side of the field. Back it goes to the goalkeeper, Anana. Anana closed down again by Delap. Mazrui. In goes Smodics. That's well applauded by the home crowd. Everybody watching on eagerly to see what develops in what the final 28 minutes of this match. And the Leicester City sacking their manager Steve Cooper earlier on this afternoon. Interesting to see where they look. Well, it will be David Moyes, who's been linked to most of the jobs down the bottom end of the table, apart from the one at Portman Road. O'Shea up through the centre circle. Twanzebe gets the ball out of his feet, holds off Fernandez. Went down lightly though, Twanzebe. Forward it comes for United. Fernandez is on a gallop. He's not going to get there, and I think that even if the ball had stayed in, Wes Burns was going to beat him in a sprint anyway, so United didn't make the most of that opportunity. It's definitely action on the Ipswich Town bench. Also maybe Jack Clark. Yeah, Clark certainly putting his number 47 shirt on underneath us. So at least one change, if not two, coming for Ipswich Town. Celebrated his 24th birthday yesterday, the former Sunderland player. Kayuste might be the player coming off for Taylor.
Yeah, maybe Kieran is just thinking that maybe there's a little bit of a tiredness crept into us. We dominated that first half so much that maybe there's just one or two that are dying a little bit, and we now need a couple of fresh faces.
Shaw up towards O'Shea, who heads it into the ground out on the far side. Hasn't quite been the spectacle of the first half, this second period so far. Anana inside his area. Mazrui back to Anana. Anana under pressure from Delap, fires a power pass to the far side, and Shaw drifts it up towards the halfway line. O'Shea again gets the better of Rashford, and it's a free kick given away of Ipswich Town as O'Shea is bundled to the floor, and then Fernandez in the face of O'Shea. A bit antagonistic there, the Manchester United skipper. Referee again keeps things nice and calm. So yeah, double change for Town. Taylor and Jack Clark, they're both going to get a good 25 minutes of this match. They shake hands, the number 47 and 14 down below us. And it is going to be Clark for Smodics, as one could have fairly easily predicted. Smodics still waiting for his first home goal for Ipswich Town. It'll come maybe against Crystal Palace or Bournemouth in the next couple of weeks. And the other change, also fairly straightforward. It wasn't going to be Morsey, it's Jens Kayuste to be replaced by Jack Taylor, back after a hamstring injury. Great moment for him coming on to play against Manchester United in the Premier League.
Massive forward.
He has done very well, Taylor, whenever he's been required this season. He's always caught the eye as a substitute. Wouldn't bet against him being involved in a winning goal if there is one for the Blues. So he likes to look forward, likes to run with the ball, an attacking threat. Maybe more than any of the rest of Ipswich Town's midfielders. Morsey, far side with this free kick. Into the United box it comes at 1-1. Over the top of Burgess, headed by O'Shea towards goal, but it needed help from somebody. In the end, Anana was able to deal with it untroubled.
Yeah, the free kick was a good one, hit the right area. The header across was okay. It just needed to be a little bit further away from the goalkeeper, and we needed that second body going in there to get the second ball.
Last meeting here was actually Town's final home Premier League game. The last time they were up in 2002 between these two sides. Now a couple of tall, imposing figures coming on for Manchester United, both strikers as well. Højlund, the Dane, and Xerxes, the Dutch player. Both have obviously cost big bucks, both coming from Italian clubs in the last two summer transfer windows. I'd imagine Rashford will be one of the players to come off. Headed down by Ugarte. Fernandez to Eriksson. Eriksson straight under the chest of Twanzebe. Forward from Twanzebe, dealt with by Luke Shaw. Shaw runs it back to his penalty area, then finds Nana. Nana with his disguised ball back to Shaw. Shaw closed down by Hutchinson. Hutchinson's going to get the better of Luke Shaw. Wide right, tries to play it off of Dallow. Dallow gets United out of a tight spot, although they're still actually back in that left-back berth. Been closed all the way. Eventually Dallow clears away from Morsey. Garnacho with a little touchdown. Over the top from Fernandez. A sprint, Rashford's onto the ball, one-on-one with O'Shea. O'Shea blocks him off. Corner kick to United, their second of the game.
Wonderful ball for Fernandez. He almost hit it blindly, but he knew exactly where Rashford was going. It was a wonderful ball, but I really did fancy O'Shea in that position. He's quick and he can defend well.
Eriksson is coming off for United, fairly anonymous in this game, and the other player is Rashford. So Eriksson and Rashford off. Højlund and Xerxes are on, both adding their height to a rare United corner kick, trying to make an immediate impact. And Ruben Amorim goes in search of what he hopes will be an opening day victory. Town have got all 10 blue shirts back in the box off to our right. United have got 3 outside the penalty area. It's Fernandez, pulls it back to one of them. Luke Shaw, back it goes to Fernandez. Curls the moving ball. Muric does well, but then he spilt it. Needs some help from Burgess, who belted it away. Did exactly the right thing, Burgess. Safety first. Jack Clark with a header. Agate wins it. Back it goes to Luke Shaw. Ball down the far touchline. Fernandez. United seeing a lot of the ball at the moment. Marcus Rashford, very quiet afternoon after giving United that lead after 90 seconds. Gets a handshake and a pat from Kieran McKenna. Now the ball on the far side of the field is with Luke Shaw. At the midway point of this second half, United passing the ball around at the back. Jack Clark almost takes it off Mazraoui, then goes Delap. Mazraoui's done well enough in the end. Mazraoui curls the ball forward off the outside of his right boot to Højlund, just on the field. Big strong player. Højlund passes it into the box when he should have shot. Out it goes as far as Agate. Now back to goal Garnacho. United asking questions. On the left hand side, Dallow. Back to Luke Shaw, the number 23. Shaw gives it to Garnacho once again. United in front of their fans have it with Dallow. All 10 blue shirts behind the ball, steadfastly showing discipline. Both sets of supporters try to encourage their side to go on and get the third goal of this match. It's a midweek game, I think, in February when these two sides meet again. Fernandez tries to play a 1-2 with Xerxes. Xerxes didn't get the return pass. Town get it now with Jack Clark. Going back to Burgess. Burgess up to the halfway line, and Liam Delap will hold on to it. He's smuggled off the field by Mazraoui into the arms of Ruben Amorim.
Yeah, he did well there. We needed somebody to come and sort of offer themselves. You know, Burgess saw Delap come to the ball, but he was heavily sort of marked. But he does sensible things, Liam Delap. He knew, I'll just one touch, second touch, onto the player's foot, and I'll get a throw in. So
impressive, Delap. You never think this is his first full season in the Premier League. Tuanzebe's late on Garnacho's still rolling around in the centre circle. Free kick to Manchester United. It seemed to be a first caution of the game. Garnacho certainly felt that. He's been helped up by Hutchinson. Kieran McKenna again sitting down, looking at one of the touch screens down below us. 20 minutes to go, live on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Alex Matthew will be alongside me at the City Ground on Saturday for Nottingham Forest Ipswich. Start the build-up on the matchday preview. Graham's got that on Friday night between 6 and 7. United building down this left-hand side. Well done, Jack Taylor. His first involvement. Then he gets up to Delap. Delap with a flick looking for Hutchinson. Delap gets it back. Hutchinson again. The two England under-21 players link up. Delap comes forward and has a go, but it's off target.
Well, Liam Delap took the lead there. Great play on this left-hand side. We managed to squirm the ball out, and in the end, the man, Liam Delap, he takes over, and he only had one thing in his mind. Yes, he will loan the ball for a little split second, but he wanted it back, and then he wanted to go ahead and get a shot away, which he did. He does lead the line very, very well.
Superb. Cleared away by Mazraoui. He and Hutchinson will have certainly impressed Lee Carsley watching on in this game. Obviously Ed Sheeran's here as well. I guess that's to be expected. The TV cameras zoomed straight on into Ed Sheeran's box when Hutchinson's equaliser went in. Understandably, he was enjoying himself with his friends. 26 gone in the second half. 1-1 between these two teams. Down 19th in the table, ahead of kick-off. United down in at 12th. Now it's with De Ligt. Goes to the far side. Shaw, as expected. United have gone with that system that we were kind of expecting from Ruben Amorim. Here is Onana. It's very late before clearing the ball away. Tuanzebe sold himself. In those steps Burns, and Burns has done well. He goes back to Aro Muric. Muric waits, draws in Højlund, then clears downfield. So at the top is Shaw. He's not the tallest of centre-backs where he's playing this afternoon, but it was mopped up by De Ligt in behind him. Remember, 0800 141 2121 is the phone number, on air till 8 o'clock, so plenty chance to get your thoughts to us. Text 81333, start those messages SFK. United caught out. Taylor wins it for Ipswich, gives it to Hutchinson. Hutchinson on the ball towards Taylor. Taylor's left, looking for Hutchinson, rolls to Morsey. Now Burgess. Town have the ball midway inside the United half of the field. No goals in the second half as of yet. Taylor to Tuanzebe. Ipswich Town women winning in the FA Cup on penalties earlier on this afternoon after drawing at #United. Fine win that for them. Fernandez out to the left-hand side, and Garnacho will keep the ball in. Now running square into the Ipswich Town penalty area. A couple of step-overs. Takes on his man into the middle. It comes. It goes straight across the face of goal. And out the other end for an Ipswich Town throw-in.
Yeah, we're just a little bit risky at the back. We're trying to hold the line, and we're trying to get Man U players offside who are making those surging runs over the top, but we're not quite getting it right, you know, and that is dangerous. You've got to be absolutely perfect on holding lines, if you know, because the runs are good, and it's a variation of players that are making the runs, and it just looks as if it's too risky to me.
30,017 the attendance at Portman Road. Here is De Ligt. Goes square to Shaw. Rashford inside 2 minutes. Hutchinson after 43, the only goal scorers so far. Even Stevens between these two teams. Davis, poor from him. Oh, Muric will come out of his area and get there first. Hits the assistant referee with the ball. That was worrying for a moment. Well read though by the goalkeeper. Saved Leif Davis' skin. Referee's unhappy with the throw-in, is he? The placement of the throw-in. United trying to take a quick one.
Muric did well by making sure he didn't kick the spare ball out. Kick it and keep it in play, because you're not allowed to have two balls on the pitch. So he was thinking, quite rightly.
Ahmed with this throw-in for United. Outside the Ipswich area, Xerxes trying to hold on to it, taking on Leif Davis, trying to squeeze his cross in, comes off of Davis. Now to play for a throw-in. Came from Bologna for 36.5 million in the summer, Xerxes. Jack Clark ran the ball into trouble, but the referee's blown his whistle. It's an Ipswich Town free kick. Buys them a little bit of time as we now head into the final 15 minutes of normal time here at Portman Road. Well, we'd have certainly taken 4 points from Tottenham and Manchester United a couple of weeks ago. That's where Town are at the moment. Let's see if they can get all 6 from two of the traditionally, Big 6 clubs in the Premier League. Here is Muric. Long kick forward for Ipswich Town in the wind, headed away by De Ligt. There is Fernandez. Fernandez out to the left-hand side, trying to utilise Garnacho's pace against Tuanzebe. Tuanzebe holds him up. Garnacho still has the ball far side. Back infield to Ugarte as two South Americans link up. Ugarte to the left and Dallow infield, finding Luke Shaw. Here is Garnacho dropping off to get a hold of the ball. United got Højlund in the middle. Xerxes a bit more withdrawn. Højlund seems to be playing the number 9 role. Here is Xerxes with the gloves on, taking on Burgess, giving it infield to Ugarte. To the right-hand side, United have it. Patient play from them. Fernandez. You can certainly play a defence-splitting pass. He's given it to Xerxes. Xerxes comes into the box, then gets right underneath that, and it balloons a mile over the bar.
Yeah, you just got to wonder what's happened since half-time, and Man U haven't particularly changed anything dramatically. They've still got the three at the back, they've still got the two wing-backs, they've still got that foursome in the midfield. Just maybe the ones that they've brought on, as opposed to the ones that have gone off. They're a little bit more attack-minded. My biggest fear is the big rake, the forward running that they make from the midfield areas to go beyond our back four. I think it's dangerous. I think we've got to drop off and take the run. Just go with the run. Don't try and play offside. And then we've got to wrestle the midfield back to our advantage, like it was in the first half.
Mills alongside me on BBC Radio Suffolk. Garnacho to Dallo in front of the giant screen over in the far right corner. He runs out of steam, goes down, holding his ankle. Nothing doing in the eyes of the referee. Cleared away by Burns, who skips over the top of Dallo. Dallo's up, but hobbling around. Play continues. Ahmad infield to Bruno Fernandes, 30 yards from goal. Fernandes up to Hoyland. Fernandes gone down. Free kick United. Very, very central, this one. Maybe just under 30 yards out.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was a free kick or not, but I think that Fernandes played for it. He just is trying a little give and go, and yeah, probably Sam has come in a little bit heavy-handed, really. But it's a dangerous position, dead centre. Yeah, probably about 28, maybe 25 yards out, something of that nature. 28 probably. Dead centre, which is always more difficult.
10 have got a three-man wall standing along that painted line by the referee Anthony Taylor. 12 minutes to go of normal time at Portman Road. Manchester United have a free kick 28-29 yards from Murich's goal line. It's a very central area. Fernandes, the captain, and Ahmad standing over this set piece. It's going to be one of those two who fancies it. Ahmad with a big hand in the opening goal of the afternoon. Fernandes, the captain, though, is the favourite. Referee blows his whistle. It's Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United. Gets it up. Oh, just wide. Muric probably had it covered. Good effort, though, from the Portuguese.
I was worried about that. I thought they got it right. I thought it was... it's not very far away. I've just seen a replay of it. 2-3 inches the outside of the post. Good strike. He got it almost perfect, really. He's a decent player, he really is. He's impressed me. I know everybody will say, well, he's always been a good player, but we're seeing him live for the first time, and he hasn't disappointed.
No, you're right. He's class. Muric with a goal kick, which he launches through the Suffolk nighttime sky from right to left, away from Delap, and then belted forward by Dallo. Down of 2-on-1 versus Hoyland. Good header away by O'Shea, brought down by Taylor for Morsey. Morsey up in the air towards the halfway line. Mazroui's taken an elbow from Jack Clark, holding his left temple as Ali Al-Hamadi, really living the dream, is getting ready to come on.
Well,
so too Connor Chaplin.
We've actually got a lot of players like that have come right up the divisions, and they're now facing Manchester United. I mean, we've sort of got Jack Taylor's gone on. He's come up right up the divisions from nowhere to play in a game like this. He must be absolutely delighted with where he's come from and what he's doing. And now, if Ali comes on, my goodness, he's done exactly the same. It's not long ago that he was at Wimbledon, so he could come on to play against Manchester United, and he could be the winner.
Well, Ali Al-Hamadi really is having to pinch himself. He is living the dream in League Two with Wimbledon. Obviously a prospect then. It wasn't a case of his career going nowhere, because at some point he was always going to make the move up, but then he plays against Liverpool, he plays against Manchester City in the Premier League, and now he's going to come on and play against Manchester United as well. Change for Ipswich Town. Third one of the game. Off goes Liam Delap to a standing ovation. On will come Ali Al-Hamadi for him, and then Burns, who's had a good afternoon as well, comes off to be replaced by Chaplin. He's been away with the rack, didn't play much at all, if anything, Al-Hamadi, during the international break. But Chaplin quite correctly, a very popular figure at Portman Road for his impact the last few seasons.
Well, they might be two good substitutions. I think we'll probably see Omari Hutchinson go across to that right-hand side so he can get a bit of the ball. You know, he hasn't got a lot of the ball in this half, and then Connor Chaplin probably will go into his usual number 10 role. He knows that off by heart. And then Ali Al-Hamadi, he's different than Liam. He'll search little sort of holes, and he's a darting little player, and it's just a change, it's something different, it might well work.
Still break in play because Nusa Mazrui is getting some treatment. It's going to be all right, though, to soldier on by the looks of things. Plenty of chats going on. Kieran McKenna had a long chat with Cameron Burgess whilst we had that break in play. Sam Morsey and Connor Chaplin currently conversing in the centre of Portman Road. 8 minutes to go in this game. 10 have still got one more change to make if they wish. 4 done so far in that 2 periods. Allowed a maximum of 3 breaks for substitutions during open play. Anana closed down by Jack Clark, just gets it away, does risk it. Anana, it's the very last split second before releasing the ball. O'Shea over the top of Hoyland. Hutchinson for Ipswich gives it to Chaplin, he plays it to Morsey. Now Hutchinson on the far side of the field. Lots of Town's team from last season out there on the pitch. Twanzebe goes back to Murich. Murich clears first time to the halfway line. Shaw with a little header down. Mazroui's back on the field. Fernandez, who is still out there sadly for United, is somebody that could carve out an opening or indeed score one himself, their captain. Here is the number 8. Fernandez forward to Hoyland. Flag stays down. Hoyland ticks the ball in his chest. Wide on the right hand side. Feels from some of the crowd for handball. It's never going to be the case. More in hope than anything. United get it back to Mazroui. Is Ruben Amorim going to start his time in charge at Old Trafford with a victory, or is Kieran McKenna going to beat Manchester United for the first time in his managerial career? United with Ugarte to the left, Dallo towards Garnacho. O'Shea belts the ball against Garnacho and gets a bit of good fortune. It comes back to Murich, but Burgess is really unhappy with the assistant near side.
Yeah, that was offside on that occasion. First time it wasn't. Cameron got it wrong, but that time that was offside, and I don't know what they thought.
Twanzebe over the top for Hutchinson. Has he got the pace to get there ahead of Dallo? Sadly not. Dallo's back defending for United. Clears it away poorly. Chaplin in field. Oh, neither player went for it in terms of Al-Hamadi or Jack Clark. Mazroubi stepped in there. Hoyland gives it to Ugarte. Garnacho on the left. Has Hoyland making a run through the middle. Looks towards Hoyland, but it's measured to perfection to Aro Murich instead. 6 minutes to go. Not too many people leaving this one early. There really shouldn't be anyone from an Ipswich Town perspective. Why on earth you want to risk seeing your team beat Manchester United in the Premier League to get away and beat the traffic? Here is Twanzebe to Morsey. Back it goes to Twanzebe. Morsey still the best midfielder we've seen all afternoon. And he has been up against a multi-Champions League winner, and Eriksson, who's been at this level for forever and a day really, with Tottenham, Brentford and latterly United. Numerous caps for Denmark. Christian Eriksen has seen off both of those. Murich stands on the ball on the edge of his 6-yard area. 5 to go on BBC Radio Suffolk. Still 1-1 thanks to Rashford and Hutchinson in the first half. Burgess, the Australian international, finds Jack Clark in the central area. Closed down by Ugarte. Jack Clark still got the ball. Bounced down, got up, held on to it. Eventually piled into from behind by Mazroui. Town free kick too far out for a shot. Mason Mount about to come on and play his first football under the new manager.
Fernandez argues the toss as much as what Sam Morsey argues the toss for us, you know, but that was definitely a free kick. The changes, we haven't seen enough yet, but the changes look good to us. We're having a little bit more of the ball, you know. Amari will get more of the ball now. He's moved over to the right-hand side. That might be a plus for us. Connor Chaplin, who knows where to drift and get possession, that might be good for us as well.
Mason Mount comes on for Manchester United. Apparently he's caught the eye of Ruben Amorim these last few days. Clearly a big fan of a former Chelsea and England midfielder. Leif Davis, both hands in the air, centering the United half, takes this free kick out to the left-hand side. Jack Clark. Clark comes in field, gives it to Morsey. His first touch lets him down. Will get there ahead of Agate for the second. Out towards Hutchinson. Amari Hutchinson on the ball for Town. Gets it to O'Shea, has his ankle tapped. O'Shea keeps his feet. Hutchinson wide on the right-hand side, taking on his man. Still has the ball, Hutchinson. Eventually the challenge comes in from Shaw. United get it away. O'Shea is stronger than Mount. Mount loses the ball. Chaplin for Ipswich. The fans are up. Chaplin carves the ball into the box to Clark. Clark brings it down away from goal. Can't shoot. He's done very well. Clark into the centre. There's a shot from Chaplin. Oh, he should have done better. That's a better chance than he expected it to be. It was a rather tepid effort and a comfortable save made by Anana, but that was a real opportunity to maybe go on and win this one.
Yeah, it was a good chance, and we got hold of the ball in the box, and yeah, it's a little bit of a chance, you know, but the changes are just starting to work, so that's good.
We all still believe. Shaw dinks the ball away from left back. Won by O'Shea. Morsey gets on it. On its way to Al-Hamadi. Al-Hamadi goes down acrobatically. The referee says nothing doing against De Ligt. It was no foul. Hoyland holds off Morsey. In steps O'Shea. The loose ball finds Mason Mount. Now with Fernandez, a danger. Fernandez out to the left, lovely ball. Finds Hoyland outside the Ipswich Town area. Needs support in the centre. Hoyland still has it, or does he? He then dinks it in towards the header, which was cleared away. It was the header from Fernandez against O'Shea.
Go on.
Up goes Al-Hamadi. Al-Hamadi heads it away from De Ligt. Terrific from Al-Hamadi. Now he's on a sprint, but De Ligt will get back and dash all of our hopes.
Oh, I could just sense it then. I was shouting. I thought he was going to win that loose ball, and he nearly did. Well done, Ali.
Farside United have it with Dallow. Still life in this game. Come on, Ipswich. It is being screamed out loud by the majority. Kieran McKenna looks towards his bench. Jack Clark sent for a run out. Shaw up towards Mount. Very, very good player, Mason Mount. Just needs the belief of a manager in games. Loose from United. Morsey's onto it. Chaplin tries to feed Al-Hamadi. De Ligt goes all the way back to Anana. It would be a wonderful story if Al-Hamadi could score the winner in this game. The clock is ticking down. The 90 seconds of the 90 minutes to go. Is it going to be honours even between Kieran McKenna past and Kieran McKenna current? Ball's out far side. Connor Chaplin just tying up his shoelaces. Axel Tuanzebe picks up the ball for this throw-in. Yeah, no sign of anybody leaving early. Hutchinson on halfway. The ball rolls nicely to Al-Hamadi on the right-hand side. How adventurous are Ipswich Town going to be? Hutchinson on it. Back it goes to Axel Tuanzebe. Blocked off as he attempts to play it down the line by Fernandez. Into the final minute. 89 have been played. Both managers staring on below us. Hutchinson infield to Chaplin. Tries to return the ball to Hutchinson. Out it goes. One of the fans quickly gets the ball into the hands of Chaplin. Tuanzebe with a throw into Hutchinson. Nice control from Hutchinson. Towner in the attacking third off to our left-hand side. Hutchinson crosses high into the United box towards Al-Hamadi. And it's out. No, not quite out behind for United. Goal kick off the deck. Anana's gloves keep it in. He's got the option of kicking it from his gloves if he so wishes. Going to be told how much added on time there is at the end of this match. Mazrui to Xerxes. Xerxes goes back to Anana. Anana clears to halfway. O'Shea gets the better of Hoyland. Had a good game again, Dara O'Shea. Just the 4 minutes of time added on tonight. Your thoughts welcome afterwards. 0800 141 2121 on BBC Radio Suffolk. Big roar from the crowd when the 4 minutes went up. Desperate to see the ball in the net off to our left-hand side. Agate to Fernandez. Let's see how ambitious either of these two sides is. Square pass to the far side by Fernandez. Shaw, not to Mount, in steps Tuanzebe. Morsey's on the ball. He gives it to Hutchinson. Back to Tuanzebe. One-touch triangular passing on the far side by Town. Tuanzebe up to Al-Hamadi. Good control from the Iraqi. Jack Clark's on the centre spot. Gets it. Hooks it out to the right-hand side. He's caught late, as he knows as the referee. Play continues.
Just got to stay with the runners at the back and let the boys up front try and weave the patterns and trick, see if they can create a little chance, but we must stay with these runners this end of the pitch.
Anana with a long kick downfield. O'Shea's covering the grass as quickly as Hoyland by the looks of things. Under pressure, he slices his clearance out through for United. Still just under 3 minutes to go at the end of this game. Fernandez to Shaw for Manchester United. There is Dalot looking along the edge of the Ipswich Town 18-yard area. Back to Agate. He swings the ball across the park. Not direct enough in the eyes of those United fans. They're forced to go back. Amram showing some annoyance with his side's lack of a cutting edge and desire to get the ball into the Ipswich area. The Town fans respond, getting right behind their team. United with plenty of the ball, but Town have got everybody behind it, keeping their discipline. Mazrui finds Agate in the centre of the Ipswich Town half. 2 minutes of the added on 4 have been played. Dalot goes back. Amram very animated down below us. Agate with a crossfield ball. Diallo one-on-one with Davis. Ahmed into the box. Lovely feet from Ahmed. He's still got the ball. Ahmed to win it for United. Blocked off, cleared away by Hutchinson. That was ominous when Ahmed came into the centre of the Ipswich Town penalty area there. Anana. 90 seconds to go at Portman Road. Anana finds Mazrui. Oh, United know they've been in the game here this afternoon. Know they've been in the game against a very good side, albeit one that started the day 19th in the table. Hoyland up against O'Shea. That's been a good battle since the Dane came on inside the Ipswich area. Good challenge by O'Shea. Out for a corner kick to Manchester United. Is there still such a thing as Fergie time at Old Trafford? Let's hope not. Here is Bruno Fernandes. Well, they scored right at the start of this game, United. Can they score right at the end? If they do, they'll surely have won it for Ruben Amorim. And it comes from Fernandes, this corner kick. Well held by Muric. Way above anyone else there. And then he drops on the ball just to kill a few more seconds. They're into the final minute.
Well, that's what you want from your goalkeeper. They have only put the usual amount, 6 in the penalty area, ring of 3 outside the box. We stop the short one going back to the player, which they've been doing a lot, and the ball goes straight to the goalkeeper. He's not going to mishandle that one.
Final 30 seconds. Is there a Sarmiento out there for Ipswich Town? United in the centre of the field, don't get it. Burgess flies in there, the ball's out to this right hand side. Ahmed keeps it in for Manchester United. That's it according to my watch. What does Anthony Taylor say? Fans are whistling. United have the ball inside their half of the field. This is just about full time, and that is full time as Ruben Amorim and Kieran McKenna shake hands. Kieran puffs out his cheeks. A job well done by his side. Comfortably the better side in that first half. A bit more even in the second. But this is a big point. Another building block in Ipswich Town's current history. And you can't say they don't deserve it. They've taken 4 points off Tottenham and Manchester United. They will head to Nottingham Forest this coming Saturday off the back of a very, very good draw against Manchester United. It's finished 1-1 under the lights at Portman Road this Sunday afternoon.
Well, we've seen some wonderful quality from the Town players, but I'm also impressed with the character of the team as well. Character, going 1-0 down so early in the match, not letting that affect you, and coming off the pitch at half-time, having dominated the first half in the way they did, then to come back out, and through no reason whatsoever, there weren't any fantastic changes made by the incoming manager, but Manchester started to dominate the exchanges in the second half, and we showed great character to actually sort of just say to ourselves, okay, we thoroughly enjoyed the first half, it was our half, this might be the opposition's half, but we're not going to let you win the game. And that was terrific attitude, and it shone out to me, you know, the quality of the defending. We had I think 2, maybe 3 1-to-1s where we've got caught up the pitch. They've made a terrific breakaway, and we've had a 1-to-1 situation on about 3 occasions And that one that's represented town, that one that's wore the blue shirt, has actually dealt with the situation brilliantly. And that's what we want from individuals and from a team. This was an outstanding day for the team. It really has been. This one's been better for me than the one at Tottenham, if you like. That was the first win of the season, first 3 points of the season, but there was so much quality about this performance today in front of an absolutely magnificent crowd. They have been unbelievable today. They really have. I mean, we had the flashing lights before the game. The atmosphere was terrific. The crowd made it. The players responded to it. This was a real quality performance. And I have to mention, I mean, I sort of picked out Omari Hutchinson and Sam Morsey for their displays in the first half, but for a slightly different reason, I've got to mention Ali Al-Hamadi and Jack Taylor in the second half. They've only come on as substitutes, but this must have been a dream for them, you know, to come on in front of this type of crowd against the calibre of Manchester United and enjoy their game as well, and to perform well as well. They obviously didn't have many minutes on the pitch to do many things, but what they did was brilliant, you know. So everybody in the dressing room, they're just trooping off now, led by their manager. He's been superb today. I've watched him in the second half. He's working things out all the time, and he always seems to come up with something, you know, that might just take the sting out of the game and might just improve his team. It's been a great day for these boys. They'll enjoy going into the dressing room, and they thoroughly deserve a little bit of a rest after this one. This is good because we've beaten Tottenham away. We've now matched Manchester United today. You know, it just, is this us building up the confidence to take us through the season? Let's hope so.
In front of a worldwide audience of millions, Ipswich Town have been exceptional. Afternoon for everyone connected to Ipswich Town to be very proud of what they've seen from their manager, coaching staff and players. They have been wonderful and thoroughly deserved this 1-1 draw with Manchester United. Kieran McKenna's thoughts to come before 8 o'clock, and hopefully those of an Ipswich Town player as well.